Good evening, Speed Gaming. Hope everyone is having a good evening. And if not, we'll try and make it a little better. This is the Spring Tournament bonus stream. You voted for it. You asked for that. This, we present the Black Belts. You voted for 4 Black Belts? Well, Will Bloodworth, he has to be a little different. He's going with 1 Black Belt. Get Walt's thoughts in just a moment here, but real quickly before I forget, a couple things have been changed to make this a 4 Black Belt seed. Static experience is on, so it will not be divided. If you run only 1, he's going to get the exact same amount of experience as if you had all 4 alive. Incentive locations, we've added the Canary Treasury, and we've added the Sea Shrine. Otherwise, this looks pretty much like the bracket flags in terms of your exploration, your incentives, but we've added the Opal Bracelet and the Masamune, as well as a ribbon, so you are able to deck out this Black Belt. Whoa, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well. If nothing else, this is going to be less painful than last year. But yeah, I mean, there's not too much to say. We already know what everyone's party choices are, including Will Bloodworth's, because, I mean, his party choice is the same as everyone else. He's going to kill 3 of them. But beyond that, I mean, their equipment choices are Fist, maybe occasionally not Fist, and for armor they're going to go with raw martial prowess, and maybe an opal bracelet if they find it. So yeah, I think that pretty much summarizes the strategy for this seed.
Well, now there is random magic on for the items, so it's entirely possible they find some casting items.
Yes, it's entirely possible, but whether or not it's going to actually happen is not something I'm willing to bet on.
Okay, we are just waiting on our runners to get set up here, and then we can turn them loose and get this madness started, which should happen momentarily. So, like I said, this is pretty similar to the bracket flags. So it's key-locked marsh for the incentive, not the wizard chest.
And I believe you threw in a couple other wrinkles in terms of incentivization.
You are correct.
Like I'm noticing that there's a certain castle that may have something special in its treasury, and some fan-favorite ladies that are going to be possibly hiding something that we're going to like.
The way this is constructed is there's one more location than items. So instead of something out of the incentive pool being loose in the world, it should actually be that one of these rolls up with no incentive item, and everything else is at one of those locations. The reason being is I wanted to make sure that they could deck out these Black Belts.
Yeah, which may in theory play to Will Bloodworth's strength, depending on how long it takes to get 3 of his party members killed. And more specifically, the right 3, because if
he's done this with nuns. He had one of the dev team check this and verify that it wouldn't change the seed. So that's what I've been told by one of the devs.
Okay. I was under the impression that changing that would change things, but okay. We'll find out very quickly if that turned out to be horribly, horribly wrong.
Well, I mean, if something turns up, then we can still run that seed, and it'll still be a Black Belt seed, I guess.
Alright, we do have the devs in chat confirming that it won't change the seed, and the RNG for party members is done after everything else. So yeah. Alright. So this will be the... So at least this will make things easier for Will Bloodworth in terms of not having to get everyone but only killed, which last year took a while.
So again, we just have a minor delay in getting all the runners set. We're working on that, and hope to get this going soon.
Yeah. Nah, we should get rolling here in a minute. Now, the interesting thing is, even with advantageous caster items, you're still going to have some difficulties with 4 black belts. Because even if you have a healing item, you can't use it outside of battle. So you're going to be left with a situation potentially where, you know, you're having to deal with a brutal dungeon with 99 heals and whatever you can squeeze out of combat.
So the static EXP was the first thing that we had changed in crafting these flags, and this is like the 4th or 5th draft of flags for this that we went through before coming up with this one. And that was to discourage what would have been the quote-unquote easy choice of going to 1 black belt, leveling them to level 40, and then walking through the rest of the game.
The irony, of course, is that that just means that Will Bloodworth is still the odd man out.
Well, we had this conversation, and these flags have been up for, I think, since Tuesday, so they've had several days, and he has run practice seats, so fully knows what he was getting himself into.
Yeah. Nah, it's one of those things. I personally am really excited to see how far behind Will finishes this time compared to everyone else.
Now, the one thing we did assure them is that this was a completable seed for 4 black belts. It was not tested for 1, because I was the only one who wanted to do that.
Well, yes, half the fun of these things is the Will trying to get through something he has no business getting through, and then succeeding. But it looks like everyone's readied up, so we just need the gate to rise, and it has, so let's get this party started. Now, the nice thing is we're not going to need to check the magic shops at all.
No, they can skip on that. Well, I mean, you could, but
You could, but that would only be to see how sad you are. You know, it's just like, okay, I'm gonna pop into the level 1 life 2, level 1 nuke. Okay, then.
But it's going to put a lot of priority on checking weapons and armor shop because of the shuffle that's on with those. You're not going to want to miss out on good stuff.
Absolutely not, and we are off, and no one's muscle memory has betrayed them. Oh, hey, look! Free katana and free Vorpal.
Well, not
free dragon armor.
But, also, lamp
okay,
for sale. That's
with the amount of
chat will be happy about.
With the amount of money that you would have had available by the time you got that far, basically free. So, even without checking magic shops, that is depressing.
Now, the king item is available from when you start the seed, and you can understand why runners would check that knowing that there's a Masamune in the pool, because, hey, there's a chance that the king is going to hand over the Masamune.
But he doesn't! He hands over $600. Oh, that's amazing.
I promised nothing.
Yeah, I don't recall if we mentioned, but this is also treasure randomization, which is different from treasure shuffle, in that it randomly rolls for the contents of every chest, with no relationship to what is in the vanilla game, so... And this is impoverished, I believe, correct?
Yes, but that's not as bad as it actually sounds. What is as bad as it sounds for Will Bloodworth is that these Gurims have stun touch, and there's not much you can do when you only have 1 black belt.
Yeah, but at least he's got more than enough money to handle being a black belt for the rest of the seed.
Pretty much.
Alright, Meridian in chat immediately correcting me. It's weighted toward what's in the original game, so there is a relationship, it's just not the same relationship that you're used to seeing.
Indeed, and you see a momentary pause there as the sync-up happens so that we should be able to see these runners in reasonably close to the same time frame. And that is a very good chunk of money, and that is a Lit 3 gauntlet.
Alright, that Lit 3 gauntlet is going to make life a lot easier for everyone.
It does not help you
Stun
against
touch
Stun
isn't.
Touch, unfortunately.
Well, turn order might have helped, but yeah. Okay, well,
So-
why are you getting the money? You don't need the money.
I think it's noteworthy that, yes, we knew the Lit 3 gauntlet was in this seed, but this was not a planned seed. This was just tested for completion's sake. So the seed was able to be completed in a reasonable time. I wasn't fishing for a seed that was going to troll them the whole time.
But when it turned out it was going to troll them the whole time, you just chalked up to a happy coincidence, right?
If that's what happens, that's what happens. But they got a Lit 3 gauntlet, so they know I couldn't have trolled them too bad with this.
I mean, what power would hell hold over sinners if they did not have that brief flicker of hope?
Will took his money to purchase a silver bracelet that was for sale at Crescent. I like that play. He especially needs the defense. For the others, they can maybe run without it for this early game, but he, especially with the 1, needs that extra defense.
Yeah, and that's gonna keep him pretty well until, what, level 15 or so?
And the princess is kind enough to give us the floater. So, as soon as we can get to the desert, we can get an airship. We just gotta get there first.
Will has not killed Garland yet. He took his money and went back to supply his solo black belt.
So worth noting that if you've never seen Will Bloodworth do one of these streams before, he has always done challenge runs for Final Fantasy, so he did a Solo Thief challenge run, and then when it came time for the bonus stream, the first one after the inaugural tournament, he did it with the Solo Thief. And then in the did it with a Solo White Mage. Can't remember if he's finished that.
No, he did. He trust me, he did. I assure you, he finished the White Mage seed.
The nice thing about Black Belt, though,
may
is
peel.
you get to 50 and you're probably able to finish the game. Probably. Not
Yes.
guaranteed.
Yes, but someone went and turned static EXP on.
Oh, I didn't say it'd be easy to get to 50. I just said if you got there.
For those of you who are used to the whole dance strat thing, it's not happening today. We have static EXP on, which essentially means you're always treated as if you had 4 living party members, no matter how many party members are actually alive. So, yeah, get comfy.
Now-
This is gonna take a while.
I feel I should note, the experience is cranked up pretty dramatically from what you saw in the spring term. So, this is designed, if you will, to keep the runners moving through the seed. It's not intended for them to stop in one spot and grind for a bunch of levels. It's designed to, generally speaking, keep the momentum up. Now, will you need a couple levels here and there? Probably, just the same as you would in any other game.
I think you maintain that you didn't make the seed to troll them, but Matoya has steel armor. We have easily accessible rune swords, which are pretty decent for unpromoted characters. Like, everything in the seed is just like, oh hey, you know how you don't have a fighter or a red mage? Haha.
I mean, they've got the floater. And they've got Lit 3 for sale, so yeah, they're gonna be doing plenty of AoE damage.
Okay, fine. The Lit 3 is nice. I'm just here to heckle you, I feel like. Oh, there's a
I can't
nice
argue with
2-sword, too. That's not bad.
Stone poison on the wolves, that can also mess with your day, you know. We do have the objective NPC shuffle on, so Will Bloodworth checked out who is hanging out in Dr. Un's location, and he's going to take his Lit 3 gauntlet to Peninsula of Power. That's not surprising for him, given what he has, but this can be a tall order. Because he's doing this at a very low level, so survivability is going to be questionable against Peninsula Power.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where he only needs to win a few fights for that survivability to shoot up very quickly. Crabcake's, meanwhile, going ahead and probing Zozo Melman to see what she can find. If nothing else, these are definitely stronger fights than what she'd be seeing otherwise, so it's going to be good for her.
There's also an inn right here, which is a substantial difference when you can recover all your HP that fast. And this is a play I made back during the spring tournament. I found out that on one of my seeds that the 9 Pirates was the first fight here off Power Cycle, so I made good use of that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of those things I also like to check Zozo Melman, because you can find things like the 9 Pirate fight right off the bat. SVJ and Tyrannix, it looks like, well, Tyrannix at least, is opting to go ahead and continue exploration. I think SVJ is either leveling to head over to Provoca, or may just be planning to skip it. And he's probably not, he's going to go check it, but Tyrannix is on his way now.
So Crabcakes has been making use of the rates that were on Power Cycle and is already in the level 8 range. The only one to do that so far. Tyrannix is covering the new ground. One of the things we can tell at this point is we are looking for a loose item, because we do not have access to an incentive location unless Elfland turns out to be Provoca.
And thanks to having extended open progression on, this is, you know, what the seed kind of expects.
Now, the thing to remember about this item magic randomization is what's good in the early game might not necessarily be good in the late game. Because, you know what? Lit 3 gauntlets ain't getting past Kraken 2. Not on your typical seed.
I'm just waiting to find out that that an item did get ruse, but it's in such a terrible location that we're never going to see it.
So if
Okay.
Tyrannix has checked out the castle to see the NPC available, he should have all their locations now, and this is actually Provoca.
Okay, did you see what the NPC was? Because I missed it.
I did not.
Yeah, he was in and out of that room really fast, but Crabcakes is on her way over to Elfland, so we might get another glimpse.
So another update informational thing. We're actually going to do tonight's broadcast with 3 different crews, and I wanted to give a tip of the cap to as many people as possible who contributed to the tournament, and give as many people as possible a chance on the mic tonight. So, thank you, Wope, for joining me for this first segment, and we'll be handing it off to some fine folks for the second segment in a bit of time.
Yeah.
No
Now,
rush.
I would point out, Bikke had the ribbon. You realize what this means, right?
That means they don't have progression yet.
Yeah, but that also means we know where their progression is.
That is true. But, you know, Lit 3 Gauntlet does play well in Marshgate.
Oh, yeah, it does great, if you get turn order.
That is a thing. And this is not Incentive Marsh either. This is Loose Marsh. And again, that's just what the seed did. There was no plan dough involved. It just happened to roll.
Yeah, and it's not Incentive Marsh because Incentive Marsh is currently locked behind a key. Now, I suppose it is possible that the key could be loose in Marsh, and then we have to go hike back to Canaria to get our progression, since that is also incentivized. I mean, I guess the good news for Will Bloodworth is he's not going to need to find any more ribbons after this.
No, and that part was designed in the flag crafting. It was, okay, if I hit these incentive locations, gonna get Moss Immune, so I have an alternative to a level 32 plus black belt. Gonna get Opal, and you're gonna get ribbons, so you're at least gonna have kind of the bare essentials for the end game if you hit the incentive locations. That's the design, at least. Scorpions have slow. Now, if that's not the enemy of black belts, what is?
I mean, we also have scaling at 350 on the bosses, do we not? Unclamped, but still 350.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't let this be a cakewalk seed.
Okay, who is going to actually... Who is going to tackle a 350 Temple of Fiends with a black belt who still is better off with a Mazamune?
Well, how brave do you feel? Because you know that your opponents aren't going to level up quickly. So do you take that Masa in and gamble, knowing that that could give you the win while everybody else is trying to level to above 32? I mean, it could be Will Bloodworth's best shot.
No, that's crazy! You're crazy!
Welcome to the bonus stream, Walt.
I will be shocked if anyone here takes that gamble. I wouldn't take that gamble, and I'm dumb. I make stupid decisions all the time. Alright, so it's the good doctor. Yeah. So who did we see in Melmond?
Elf.
Okay, so Bahamut is...
vanilla.
Yeah, Bahamut's at Bahamut, and apparently when Elfland sent for a doctor, they got the wrong guy.
So as far as what we've seen so far, you could go talk to the king, and he handed you over 600 gold. Change, you know, just some couch money. The princess, after being rescued, was kind enough to hand over the flutter, and Vicky repented of his evil ways and gave us a ribbon. So they now need either ship or canoe to be able to advance in the sea. Crabcake sees nothing on the north side of Marsh Cave, now heading to the south where Tyrdex already is.
Which, he's just now hitting these first set of chests.
Marsh Cave, one of the things you have to get used to is the idea that a bunch of these chests are linked to each other, so you only need to check them in one of the places, and that is a blue dragon, which...
Yeah!
That's bold play, Cotton. Let's see how it works out.
I was noticing that it was a blue dragon as soon as it revealed itself to be a blue dragon.
Okay, apparently it's a low HP blue dragon. All that.
Guarding a knife.
That was not an incentive location.
Well, at least we know where the progression has to be in this box up here.
Question in chat: is that worth grinding? Not if it's gonna one-shot you.
Well, not at this point. Because it only needs.
You're only gonna survive a couple.
Well, there's our ship at least. So we will be airborne here probably before the 20-minute mark, unless something horrible happens to Tyrnex on the walk out.
Well, it is Marsh Cave.
Well, yes, that's why I was trying to commentate or curse him. I knew it was a possibility.
I needed something to say in response. I mean, what else am I going to say? You're absolutely right, Wood. I don't want you to get or anything.
Yes! You're supposed to say you're absolutely right, Woad, and incredibly attractive.
I don't think I can say that.
Well, fine.
I'm not supposed to lie while on speed gaming.
Do I need to start doing math in order to make you do what I want?
I don't know how you think that would help your case. Crabcakes gets the ship, our second runner to do so.
Yeah, Will Bloodworth opting to just walk out of here with the money that was in the top of Marsh Cave. Guess he just didn't feel like resetting. Or he might want to be taking these fights. Nah, he just got finished checking the top. So.
Town. I wasn't sure if he checked the town yet. So he checked the 3, then he came to see the town. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at St. Jester.
Yeah, you are. Nah, I think that Will just decided, you know, I want to just go ahead, have this off of my mind, not have to worry about coming back later, but speaking of not having to come back later, Crabcakes is out of Marsh Cave and on Tyrannex's heels, heading for the ship.
You say never come back here, but that's still an incentive location.
It will be the last incentive location any of these runners check. You know this. I know this. Everyone watching who is familiar with this game knows this. They're not coming back to Marsh Cave until the seed forces them to.
Well, let's see what happens. I have to stay cryptic.
Well, yes, because you're cheating.
Not really. I mean, you're presuming that I remember where it was. I didn't even remember the Blue Dragon, and you think that would have stuck out in my mind.
I mean, I just assumed that you skipped over the wizard chest because you knew it wasn't incentivized.
Oh, you also knew the item was loose. You didn't have an incentive location to go to.
Yes, but you would have done that last, after checking all the chests that aren't going to potentially force you to fight something like the Blue Dragon. Anyway, look, it's the Sage!
Most trap tiles are giving you good experience, so... These are shuffled, not randomized, so most of them are going to work out for you.
So, do we want to see if any of these runners remember something very important about the Sages in these flags?
That will be an interesting thing to see. Especially with, the flag combination.
Mm-hmm.
I gave them some reminders before we started, and we'll see how well they remember them. Good chance to talk about this since we haven't yet. There's some quality of life things in the Randomizer, and kids these days, sometimes they just don't appreciate things like they used to. You know that? Well, I mean, they just take certain things for granted.
Yeah, like that you don't have to kill Lich in order to get the Sage's item.
Well, there's another one, and it happens when Black Belts level up. Because, people may not be aware of this, but there were some bugs in the original game. And I don't want to blow your mind too much with that, but there were a few bugs. One of them messed up the Black Belt's armor calculation when he levels up. Unless he's holding a weapon. The way you counter that bug is you go into your armor screen after you level up. Sarda hands us the loot.
Yep. And, so, Tyrannex at least remembering which sage he is allowed to talk to.
So, I reminded all runners of this bug in the SRL room before we started. They've also had the flags up since Tuesday to look at them and be aware that bug fix is turned off. So if they don't check those armor screens in, say, the level 20s, when they're trying to kill something a bit higher level and they've just leveled up, they're going to find that instead of gold bracelet defense, they're going to have about an absorb score of 10, and they're going to get roasted for large amounts of damage.
So anyway, welcome to Final Fantasy Randomizer, where we allow Satan to administrate our tournaments.
So this flag set was designed to be an anti-grind. flag set. Because if you want to stop and level grind, you're going to have to check that armor screen after every single level up. Good luck with that.
Literally the devil.
Hey, if I was going to be evil, I wouldn't have given them a reminder of it before we started the race.
You know for a fact no one actually pays attention to this stuff, Trenton.
That's their own fault. Tyrannex is going to explore the Earth Cave. This has got 3 different trap tiles available, and he's found the Agamas on the first one.
Yeah, so for those who... Well, actually, I guess you would be unaware, because we didn't discover this until we started randomizing trap tiles, if memory serves. There are actually 2 different trap tiles in the Hall of Giants here in Earth Cave, which means that you actually have 2 different encounters that you can run into on the Hall of Giants, and from the looks of it, the Agama is one of those encounters.
It is, but it's a bit up there on the HP. That took a bunch of lit 3s to get that. And again, the rewards are just not that great for a level grind. Now, this is still level 9 turning level 10. There's a big difference between that and trying to get to level 32. And if you stop and try and do that right now, I don't think you're going to enjoy the experience.
Well, Will Bloodworth in the air before St. Von Jester, in spite of the fact that Will Bloodworth is 3 men down, so he's at least making good time, all things considered.
Make no mistake, Will Bloodworth put practice time into these flags. I wouldn't be surprised if he practiced them more than the other 3 runners. So he's learned a few things to try and be competitive with this one character.
I suppose that's fair.
Now currently we do not have the canoe, so we're still blocked out of a few locations right now, including that Castle of Ordeals.
Yeah, but I guess we could go to Ice Cave.
Ice Cave is an available option. Of all the places you can go, that is one of them.
I mean, what else are you going to do? Go to Volcano?
You could. There is a fiend there.
Who does that?
But again, this flag set really is themed around hitting the incentive locations. So it does make a lot of sense to, when in doubt, go towards an incentive location.
Yeah. Crabcakes, meanwhile, I think is still hunting for the vendor item and is going to go ahead and make the trek down to Lefane, which I don't hate this move from her. The Lefanish area is basically the Peninsula of Power. I think it is literally the Peninsula of Power. So, you can get some good experience on your way to Lefane, assuming you can take any of the fights on the way.
Also, having already seen Lefane and Melmond, this is a potential location for the vendor item, which is up to, I think, a 50% chance now. Because with the airship, we've had access to all but 2 locations. Well, 1 location without the airship, and I'm not saying that right. Other than Lefane, there's only 1 town we don't have access to with the airship. So, Crabcakes has seen all the other vendor locations, except this and 1 more.
Yeah, and, you know, it is possible to have to sail to Onrak in order to get that vendor item still.
Bloodworth might be remembering he does not have the canoe. Was gonna check out Onrak, but can't get there with the airship. Unless you use the dock. Now he's gonna investigate the Earth Cave. Lefane turns out to be Onrak and does not have a vendor item for sale.
That means Elfland is at Onrak and has our vendor item. I believe.
I think
No,
we've
Gaia
seen-
was Elfland.
Yeah, I think we've seen everything now, except the Onrak town.
Which has to be Gaia. Okay.
Bloodworth barely surviving in the Earth Cave against that giant and iguana traptile that would normally be over in the Hall of Giants. It's just slightly out of place. So, quote, our time is... Well, we still have a good 10 minutes, but our time is starting to wind down. So what are you thinking so far?
I'm thinking that the seed is going to go at a pretty good clip until probably, I'm going to say about the hour and a half mark. Because I'm getting a feeling that we're not going to find any kind of a saber item, or temper item, or a fast item, or a ruse item. So we're eventually going to get to a point where it's kind of a turn order race in order to get through some of the later parts of the game.
A big move by CC has set the sights on that vendor item instead of going for Ice Cave for the other incentive location. Well, Bloodworth has found a second ribbon in the Earth Cave.
He can sell it.
Bad news is he doesn't need it. The good news is, well, that may not be a place other people check. In fact, the other runners in the Earth Cave, I don't think we saw anybody get that.
Oh, this is 100% speculation, Septimus. Like, I'm just kind of assuming that craziness is going to unfold. Because it always unfolds.
So, just to reiterate this point, this was not a planned seed. The only thing that was checked was, could you complete this seed? And was it completable without being completely broken? Because if all your item magic is garbage, you might be in a situation where you just can't get any momentum in the seed. Or you might have no ability to get through the late game if on 300% stats, you know, we just get a Nightmare Kraken 2 and then a Nightmare Chaos.
Oh, hold on a moment. I didn't realize there was a Brack Axe involved in here. And that's a cube. So Crab Cakes has spent all of that time running around and comes out with a really cheap cube. But she does also now have 4 Brack Axes. Or Braxes, as we like to call them. Will Bloodworth, though, does not see the Agama tile in Earth Cave. I think he only checked the tiles that had Earths on them.
This is an interesting call for Bloodworth, because I'm not sure what he's looking for going into the other floors. There's no incentives there, you don't have the rods, you can't get past the vampire. I think right now he's trying to collect himself and think, where can I go? And maybe he's a little scared to do Ice Cave at these levels.
Well, I mean, I think he has to at least realize that a lot of the really painful stuff is at least not necessarily in his path at the moment. At least a couple of the stun touches are off the table.
Yeah, seeing
And I didn't see
Slow
what-
get out of the way is a big deal, and apparently St. Vanjuster has also forgotten that you need to beat Lich first.
Well, you know, 2 for 2 ain't bad. I think Will and Tyrannex at least remembered.
Yeah, now I didn't specifically highlight that the early Sages was off, but I did remind people that this was based on the bracket flags, and this is what was on in the bracket flags. So that one's on them, is what I'm saying. I take no responsibility. I just take enjoyment.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Crabcakes and Tyrannex, though, have decided that they're going to make that Earth Cave play.
So we have a great lineup of commentators who are going to be coming in. There's been some questions about it in the chat. Well, when I got things started, we're going to be handing it off to Canuck and Cyclone when we wrap up our shift. and then Dark Moon and Super Luigi will be on deck behind them.
Did I say Earth Cave? I meant to say Ice Cave.
I will also say we have wonderful trackers involved this evening. Danny setting the tone, leading things off strong. Lyra's going to be coming in for the second shift, and then Dengwu is set to bring it home.
Yeah. Definitely got some strong tracking going on. Now, with the 4 black belts, I guess it is worth pointing out we're not going to be seeing any warp cheese tonight because guess who can't cast warp?
No way for black belts to do that.
Nope.
So, just kind of looking at the meta of what these flags takes you to. I don't think you spend a lot of time worrying about keeping 4 black belts alive for the entire time. Like, I don't think it's reset worthy if one takes a death. But obviously there's no incentive to keeping one down, but I don't think you also want to spend a whole lot of time worrying about keeping 4 alive. Now, whenever you go to a town, sure, revive them, because it only help you.
Yeah, plus, if nothing else, you have some decent damage dealing going around by the end game. Either because they're all throwing Lit 3 out, or because they're all punching everything.
So, if you go back to the first tournament, one of the things that was continuously happening is we ended up having 10-minute plus stretches of people solo leveling a black belt. And a big part of what these flags were designed to do was avoid having 4 runners doing that at the same time. And we have to come up with the equivalent of Agama facts to fill that. So, as you're seeing this, I hope you enjoy the show. Its flags really should keep the runners moving throughout.
Yeah, and it's looking like it is definitely keeping them at a good clip. At this point, SVJ going ahead and picking up some chests that everyone else has already seen, but it looks like everyone else has opted for Ice Cave over Volcano. So, told you to go to Ice Cave before Volcano.
Well, I did say there is a lot of incentive to go towards those incentive locations. Tyrannex finds the Adamant. Well, that's good news, that's bad news. Because that'll move you closer towards bonus experience with the 12 key items. But, see, kind of the fetch quest NPCs are keeping their stuff vanilla. So, that's an Excalibur. If you're gonna chuckle, you have to at least do it a little louder so you know you're doing it. Like that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But again, these flags have been up for days. People had chances to know these things. And we'll probably get a pretty good idea if Tyrannex paid attention to them based on what he does next.
I mean, he may opt to go sell that Excal.
That is
You
true.
don't know him.
And we know he hasn't seen all of the not weapon shops. But, he hadn't seen all the item shops, so he may want more money. There is ribbon number 3 in the Ice Cave. We saw one in the Earth Cave, and one was the incentive from Vicky.
Oh, hey, look, an Aegis Shield. That's going to be really helpful for the... Oh, wait.
Yeah, the Knight will love that.
Yeah, the Knight that's off, doing his own thing right now.
He's the fifth party.
Not really concerned with saving the world, just, kind of accumulating some wealth so he can go buy an Aegis Shield when it gets sold to the store later.
Bloodworth is going into Volcano. This has the advantage of a couple different trap tiles available. You've also got the armory, so you've got a lot of treasure available. And there's still things he wants, in particular Pro Ring, which we've not seen one of yet.
In the meantime, Crabcake's about to find out what's in this incentive spot.
I just want to point out, when I say we haven't seen an armor shop yet, well, it's Gaia's last one, right?
Yeah, Crabcake's checked there. She didn't pause for much of any time, so I don't think she saw anything worth going back for.
Okay, very noteworthy because Crabcakes has palette shuffle on. That was not the eye at the eye tile. That was Phantom.
Also known as, well, we're not touching this tile again.
Pretty much. But finds the crown, so a trip to see Astos is in our future. And with the fetch quests being what they are, that's going to lead them to the Mystic Key.
That's not bad. That's going to take them eventually to Canaria Castle, and that should give them something. You know what? I think that might be a good time to hand off, is once Crabcakes gets to Canaria Castle, and we find out where the progression's going from there.
Well, that is, of course, also going to open up one other thing. So, Cyclone, tell me, what do you think might be hanging out in the Martian set?
Very, very nasty items.
Look,
Cyclone and Canuck in the booth now. How are you tonight, Jill?
Doing okay. This is, what have you done to these runners?
I like
You
it.
know, they've been making pretty clean progress so far, from what I see.
We have a tail.
Our Black Belt's so happy to
it's
see
a
the tail.
That's so useful to them. Like,
Can
I
you guys
can't
hear
imagine.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Canuck.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm really hoping that there's like the chime in Canaria Castle, because I really want to see Crabcakes just choose to go to Mirage and not to Marsh Cave.
All right, folks. I guess that's changing of the guard.
Yeah, tell us what the view's been like from your end, and
You
enjoy
know,
the next part of the race.
we'll give you the old mono recap. Stuff's been done. They've got items. They've explored places. It's on.
That's definitely a mono recap.
Everybody, make sure you give Wout and Trenton a follow, for they have done a bang-up job for you in the first hour of this commentary.
Well, let's go ahead and give a little bit more of a recap, just for those who are coming late, like, Hangry and I coming in the booth here. We do have Provoca represented by Melmond. Alphaland is Provoca. Melmond is Crescent Lake. Crescent is Lufane. I hope I'm reading this in the right order, too. Onrak is Gaia. Gaia is Alphaland. And Lufane is Onrak today. So that's the town locations for those who are keeping score of where every town is located.
Looks like the Elf Prince had a key, and Matoya was, got a little bit of the green going there.
And it's going to be very interesting to see where everything else ends up here. Again, I am Psycho, and I am joined by the Hangry Canuck here, and we are watching the bonus stream for the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament. We have Crabcakes, Will Bloodworth, the solo ninja at this point, St. Von Jester, and Tyronex all playing with nothing but black belts, and the question is, what did Trenton do to these runners?
Not bad enough. They had a lit 3 gauntlet, so they got off the hook easy, I think.
Yeah, I think they got off easy there, but it is challenging trying to work with just black belts, because a lot of the weapons and wonderful armor, like the Aegis shield that Wout just mentioned a moment ago, they can't use that as black belts or even as ninjas. So that basically gets sold to the armor shop, and there's nothing you can do. As Crabcake says, hooray to the hooray dwarf.
Grabs the Excalibur. Meanwhile, Will wipes in the volcano. Tyrannex is about to wake up the prince to get his key, and looks like St. Von Jester has found the second ribbon in Ice Cave.
Crabcake is cleaning out the dwarf armory here. Lots of iron down there, and 2 gold to go with the iron.
Well, they are dwarves. They are mining.
It makes sense to me. And the
Seems
rest of
legit.
the items, Rest of the items are not worth the walkout, so he just reset, she just reset and went back to the castle to check that armor.
Alright, Crabcakes is about to check the Canaria treasury. I didn't look at the flag, so this could be incentivized. We're unsure.
Well, there's the
And
ruby,
Ruby.
so... I think
The
that is the
Titan-
incentive test.
The Titan mate, and
Oh!
there's a slab.
Wow, we had a loose item in here.
And a Bane shirt.
Bane shirt. That will be very interesting. That'll be, for those who like the Bane strats. We saw that video at the start of this race, before this race began. For those who saw that Will beating Chaos with Bane to defeat Crystal in the Swiss round 2 of the Swiss segment, there's that shirt that can allow a lot of these runners to do it tonight if they so wish to.
Yeah, and looks like Crabcakes is forgot to turn the herb in, but she does translate the slab, and I'm pretty sure these people know where Lepenish is, because I believe they've visited every town. I've been in and out playing my 4-job Fiesta while I watch.
Yeah, but I feel they would know where everything is by now. Most of them have been to all the towns. I think all of them have been, actually.
And Crabcakes is about to check, and Lupa gives us Vanilla Chime, of course, because those flags are on. So objective NPCs will give you the regular item. So she knew that was going to be the chime.
So knowing that, and that was actually one scene I was not aware of. So knowing that that was where the chime was, that tells me that perhaps using that chime is on the very near agenda, near to when she wants to use it.
Looks like Crabcakes is going to feed the Titan. Check the Titan chests out here. So the Titan won't go completely hungry tonight, at least not on one screen.
Crunch, crunch.
And he had Jack.
And he basically got the ruby pulled out of his stomach. Nice.
I don't know, now when you exit like that, I think he still keeps the crystal.
Nah,
I'd give it to him.
it's not saved. He's no longer fed.
Looks like Crab is gonna go check the incentivized marsh locked here now.
I don't have a problem with this play at all. Was Crabcakes in Marsh Cave already? I think she was, right?
Yeah, everybody was. That's where they found the ship.
Yeah, everyone was. Yeah, the ship was down here. That's right.
So they could sail the high seas.
By the way,
You know what? I forgot to do. I forgot to pop out chats.
yeah, I hadn't loaded it myself. I just brought it up too, so I'm looking at chat now as well. And by the way, for those who were, I saw some comments while Trenton and Wout were in here. Someone was talking about how it's kind of awkward when someone knows the seed. You'll be happy to know that Hangry and I have not seen the seed, so we know nothing. We are blind with you guys, so this is going to be a lot more fun. A lot of fun with not knowing anything here.
Yeah, I've been blind. I've done these things blind before. It's not much of an issue.
So Crabcake's making the way down to the incentivized location. You're running into a couple gargoyles along the way. Meanwhile, Will Budworth is getting cremated by the wraiths, and that's a wipe.
Yeah, that's the problem with one character. It's you don't have a lot of wiggle room. You get some enemies like that are throwing out AoE spells, and you're pretty well sliced and diced.
Oh, look at that! We Crabcake's found some wonderful dragon armor. That would be very. Oh.
Dragon armor, yeah, that's usable. Just usable for the trash can.
Yeah, or for money.
And a comment Wout made earlier about making stupid decisions. I'm pretty sure the worst one he's made was teaming up with this fella right here.
I will not comment. Crabcakes comes upon the incentivized chest. He gets the seafood party platter on that incentivized chest today. That's a nice trap tile there.
They're a little red today, though. That's the right color for lobsters, though. Red. There is blue ones too, but red are yummy. I just had some tonight, actually.
Oh, I'm not a fan of lobster myself. Maybe
Blasphemy.
This game might have had an effect on me. As we get the bottle out of the incentivized chest in Marsh, and Crabcakes takes the time to heal and actually walk down from the trap tile. I'm actually curious here. yeah, gonna grind on the seafood party platter.
Why
Yeah, fill
not?
up.
You got the Lightning 3 gauntlets. Seems legit. Looks like Will Bloodworth's taking a beating over here.
And hey, you gotta grind on seafood, right?
And we have Tyrannex running from shadows in Swamp Marsh, sorry. St. Von Jester cleaning out the volcano floor here. I don't think he's found anything interesting yet. He's gonna check these trap tiles.
Oh, we have mages. So it's no Agama facts, they just mage facts.
The Agamas are in, actually they're in the Earth Cave. In those trap tiles there. That's where the Agamas lie. So if the runners remember that later on when they want to do a grind, like someone like Will Bloodworth who's only got 1 black belt, when he's strong enough to do a grind on them, you'll probably see him heading right back in there.
Now he's gonna want those levels by then for sure. By the time he needs to go to Topher, he's gonna want those levels. So having that one super-powered ninja is obviously the goal, and having only the 1 party member, that means all the experience goes to that ninja. So.
Oh, this is absolutely awesome. They don't have the canoe yet, so Tyranne's got to sail all the way to Onrak in order to turn in the bottle. Just to get the canoe, I bet.
I'm gonna say Trenton planned that.
Looks like we got some people grinding here. Crabcake has done her grind trying to get out. St. Von Jester still roaming Volcano, and Will is gonna have trouble with these mummies, but only a lit 3 gauntlet. Looks like they're... Oh, a crit for 120.
We have a call in chat that the chime is in Onrak.
The chime was already found.
Exactly, I was gonna say that can't be the case.
No,
'Cause we
the
have
chime
the
was Vanilla Lafane.
Yep.
This has to be the canoe. Like, it must be the canoe.
It has to be the canoe. What? Like, why else would you not be able to use the canoe to get to
Come
Onrak?
on, cabin. Make more loose. Come on, cabin. Oh, Trenton pointing out that the bottle could be... Oh, the bottle has to be
It
on
has to
GAO.
be because the objective NPCs, they have the same item. We heard.
So we know where the canoe is.
Yeah, we heard that earlier with the chime being in Luthane.
Yeah, so we know the canoe is with the sages whenever they beat Lich. We have a carry fight going on here from St. Von Jester. Coming out with the old Brax strats in effective Lightning 3 Gauntlet. 47 damage. Just chip. He's going to have to do a lot more than that, folks, or this carry's going to tear him apart. Going a couple more Lightning 3s. Some Brack Axes. Whoa, nice 2-sword. 24, just chip. Oh, carry's got slow. Not going to do much to black belts. They don't got much intelligence anyway. Another Brack ineffective. Couple more Lightning 3s. Going all Lightning 3s and Brack strats. Brack again ineffective. Another Lightning 3. 54. Will, 45. Oh, carry's got sleep. Ain't gonna work. Black belts are too pumped up and jacked for sleep. Going back to the Lit 3 gauntlets and the Brack Axe again. Another Lit 3 gauntlet, 50 damage. Another Lit 3 gauntlet, 45. Carry's gonna be getting low Gene attacks, 3 hits, 3. Carry strikes back, 6 hits, 3, 26. Hit the bench.
You have a victim.
More Lightning 3 comes out, 32. Another Brack Axe. Oh, ineffective again. Carry's not gonna be broken today. Carry takes out Gene with a vicious shot. Carry takes out Ashy with another vicious shot. He's gotta go all in now. Lightning 3. He's done a lot of damage. Hopefully Carry's gonna take it. No ice 2. One more Lightning. If Carry swipes again, it could be all over. Carry, no, dark. Carry's gotta fire 2. Carry's gotta be on the ropes now, folks. He can't have much left. Oh, holding effective. Another Lightning 3. 33 damage. Carry's hanging in there, going with spells. Arms must be tired. Doesn't want to attack anymore. Giving Falconic the chance to pull through. 32. Carry's gotta be on the ropes, folks. He's gotta be in there, and down he goes.
All Carry had to do was swing and attack, and that would have been it. But he gave all those free turns, and that allowed St. Von Jester to light the first orb of the night.
Crabcakes is grabbing her Oxy Ale.
And St. Von Jester now reviving all of his party.
Looks like Tyrannex is going for these Agama tiles here. He might be about ready to start his Agama grind. With the Brack Axe and the Lock 2 shirt, he might have a chance. Although his black belts now are hitting pretty good, so... The Agamas are kind of beefy. We got Will... Oh, go ahead, buddy.
Might be a bit of a tough grind for Will if they are that beefy, but we'll see when he decides to go and try that.
Well, it looks like Will has actually found a pack of Frostwolves off the hard reset on the Peninsula of Power grind, so it looks like he's going to grind that for a bit. That's not a bad idea. That's using the encounter manipulation to your advantage, folks. That is a veteran move.
Crabcakes is back to sailing.
Sailing, sailing. Okay, I'll stop singing.
Thank you. St. Von Jester is traveling through Provoker right now and stays at the inn and heads outside, now leaving the Elfland area, which is where Provoker is today.
It looks like Crabcakes is going to sail back to her airship. So they don't have the canoe yet, so there's still no access to the waterfall, or... No, just the waterfall. They can get to Onrak. I think progression's open.
St. Von Jester dips into Ice Cave, so he's going to try to get to the... I don't believe he got the Standby Zym yet, so he's going to try to get to there right now.
Looks like Tyrannex is still going to grind on these Agamas, but they got at least 450 HP, if not more, so...
And also, a quick shout out to Malcolm Power. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub to Speed Gaming. Speed Gaming does appreciate that.
Looks like Crabcakes is heading down the old Lefane, which I believe was on rack, if memory serves. I'm not looking at notes, sorry.
According to our notes, Lufane was on rack. You are correct.
Yep, they need Rod to get Canoe Sledge, so they're gonna have to take down the purple punching bag. Although, depending which screen you watch, it might not be purple.
I go with the shade of blue.
Ooh, Frostwolves have Blaze, so if they get a good enough turn order...
And the ambush would be bad. But at least he can save and just do it again, because he's been getting a lot of fights against him. So even if he does lose one, he'll just reset and come back.
Looks like Crabcakes was talking to an old man in the corner there, sitting there all by his lonely. She wanted to give him a little bit of attention. I'd be kind of scared if I was an old man sitting there and 4 buff black belts come walking up to you.
Now we are in the Sea Shrine right now for Crabcakes. Now something interesting of note, I think this is something I did here before the race. The Mermaid slab chest is incentivized, I believe, in this flag set. So we are going to find something on the Mermaid floor today.
Yeah, so the mermaids will definitely be getting the visit from everybody. And Danny says, come on, Angry Canuck, I left you notes. Notes are for the weak. So it looks like we got a lot of grinding going on here.
Yep, that's the tale of the Black Belt Siege. You're going to see some grinding so they can start to swing properly. They learn how to use those arms, swing that karate chop.
They do have the key, so they will be able to check the TFC chest in here. The one key lock chest in C that's not on the mermaid floor. I don't know if that's the incentivized chest they're talking about tonight, or if it's the mermaids. It could be either or, I believe. And Will is still grinding. How high do you think Will's going to take this? You think he's going to take it high enough to beat the Fiends, or...?
Will probably wants to... I know he still has to find some things to get into go mode himself anyway, so it's a question of whether he'll take it high enough to be able to comfortably do those things while finishing leveling up. I don't think he's going to go all the way up at this point to... because that'll put him way behind. So what level is he at right now? What is his level at currently?
Oh, I didn't see. Maybe in the 20s somewhere.
We'll get to see in a moment after he finishes these 2 Frostwolves, I think. Let's take a look here.
Crabcakes cleaning out the sea.
He got through that screen quickly. I did not see the level myself. So we'll have to keep an eye out to see what that is. We're fighting a mud gull in the ice cave right now. And get away from it. Adamant.
Coming. Oh, we found that already, I believe. Yeah, and that's going to lead to an Excalibur.
Well, that sounds useful.
That's money. Money, 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 money. Oh, TNT found by Crab Cakes. That's going to turn into a canal they don't need. Yippee!
I think that's that one chest you were talking about.
No, it's not.
Oh, no, it's not. Okay.
Actually, these items are good to find, though, because that's going to put them closer to that experience boost. So, finding every item really counts, even if it's not something you need for progression.
That is true.
And here's the mermaid.
And here's the mermaid, yes.
They got a ball cap. Wonder what team they go for.
So after checking those 3 chests, go straight to that incentivized chest. Let's see if that is indeed incentivized today.
It is incentivized. It's going to be the rod.
Rod. Earth Cave is now fully available.
So Lich is now available to be squashed like a bug.
Like the puny bug that he is.
So now CC is probably going to kill the rest of the mermaids. No, that doesn't sound right. Check the rest of these chests and then go take on Lich, I'd say. Because they want to get that progression item, and we know where the canoe is.
He wanted the Heal 2 helmet, by the way. He noticed that was there, left the room, and then, oh wait, I want that. So he left and went back, picks up a rune sword. Won't be able to use that, except again for sales purposes.
Mermaid didn't really want to let Crab Cakes leave the room, and I can't blame her. You know, 4 buff black belts hanging around. You know, mermaids might be a little attractive.
Gets a little lonely after a while.
And it looks like we have Tyrannex in the Sea Shrine as well now. He's taking on the unrunnable Sahags. St. Von Jester is still climbing through ice from the looks of things, and Will is done his grind. So we'll see what he plans to do next. Actually, McBain, they do need the canoe. Or else they won't have the cube, and they can't kill Tiamat. Because the robot holds the cube. So you need to get the canoe to get to the waterfall, to get to the robot, to get the cube, to get the team. And we have the crown found in the ice.
Interesting. So, time to pay
Interesting is
afterwards,
right.
is it?
Maybe cube was the shop item. So what does the robot hold then?
What is left?
Would almost have to be a ribbon?
I think it would have to be a ribbon. Yeah, everything's been found.
Or Mazza.
Or Mazda.
Opal
yeah.
Cheerio. You need the Mazza. Really need the Mazza.
Mazda would be nice.
It's not going to do you no good before black belt. It's like the Vorpal. Might as well just throw her away somewhere. Sacrifice it to chaos or something. Looks like Crab Cakes is gonna finish clearing out the sea floor here. St. Von Jester is in Provoca at this time. Probably gonna restock up on some stuff. Will Bloodworth is in the air.
Crab Cakes leaves the Sea Shrine. Not going to try to finish that off right now. I do not blame her.
No, there's no reason to right now. I mean, she can
Nope.
come back later and just slap Kraken across the teeth a couple of times.
Meanwhile, getting some heal potions from the shop, goes back in on rack to get the heal potions, and then dutifully. Wait a minute. She is going back to the Sea Shrine. Wanted the heal potions.
Looks like Will Bloodworth is going to try the Ice Cave again. It's the crown. We don't know what that turns into, but St. Von Jester is about to give us our first look. As we are going to give the crown back to the kindly old king. And we knew that was going to happen.
It's so nice of him to give us the crit. Wait, why are you attacking us? Okay, you're doomed.
You mean why is he lightly tapping you on the shoulder? You mean?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that didn't hurt at all. And there's the sea troll on Tyranex's side. St. Von Jester goes to the kindly old dwarf to get the Excalibur, and stops to think.
I'd stop the thing too. Crab Cakes, meanwhile, is going through sea. She's heading for Kraken, folks. Looks like she's going that way, unless she's leaving. I think she's leaving. Ooh, we have a white dragon on Will's side. And we got some snakes. Crab's gonna take them out with the lightning 3. St. Von Jester's in the air again. I'll see where he decides to go. You know, Tarnax digging deeper into sea makes me think he's actually going to make a play on Kraken. It looks like Tarnax is going to give the old lady her crystal back and get the herb. No surprise there, since all these turn-ins are vanilla. So now, St. Von Jester's probably going to head right away to find the Elf Doctor, which I believe was in Melman, which was her vocal location. Meanwhile, Crabcakes is still dealing with this seafood party platter. Will Bloodworth is going through ice. Oh, Images with Break, too, and Cremate. That ain't good if any of those get off. But he's got a ribbon, folks, but there's that 3 in 256 chance a ribbon can fail. It's not a pretty piece of hardware when it fails. Question in chat. Is Will just trying Mimi strats, or is there a method to his madness? Will always plays solo characters. It's kind of his MMO. He enjoys it, he's good at it, so I expect him to be very competitive in this race, even though he does only have one character. Meanwhile, Crabcake's on the Sharknado floor, checking chests. Looks like a red dragon trap tile, so that's not really going to be a very good grind, unless it's not that tough. And it's not. Couple lightning 3 gauntlets will take it down, so we may see a grind here. We'll have to check. St. Von Jester woke up the prince. I didn't see what he got, though. Oh, it's Emma. Oh, I don't know. I just tried to be cool, but it failed. Looks like we got a Lock 2 shirt. On St. Von Jester's side. Oh, Tarnax runs into some ghosts. Not having fire, and these ghosts hit hard, folks. This could be half a battle. Slap against slap. Ghosts in one hit. Oh, ghosts are tough, too. Ghosts are fighting back hard. But it looks like the black belts are gonna win today. Question in chat, is there another run after this? No, there is not, actually. This is a bonus stream. Unless there is a round match going on of the co-op tournament, but I am unsure at the moment. I would have to check that for you. Meanwhile, St. Von Jester's gonna pick up his slab. And Crabcakes is still fighting some mummies. You're a bonus stream. I used to be. Not anymore. Will Bloodworth picking up his ribbon from Ice Cave. He's making good progress now. Aegis Shield, that's good for money. Looks like St. Von Jester is going to turn in his TNT, probably, to find out he's only going to get a canal that he really doesn't need. Oh, no TNT for the dwarf today. He's not going to get to play. He's going to just drag out all these chests. It's Canada Day Eve. It is too. I should be drunk by now, but I'm not. Oh, we got Frost Wolves on the trap tile in Sharknado room. They got Blaze. We've seen that before. That's pretty dangerous right there.
Okay, sorry about that, everybody. I'm sorry I sound different. It seems that I accidentally changed my mic input without realizing it earlier today, about a couple hours ago, and that's what caused the problem. Sorry about that, everyone.
Sound perfectly fine now.
Yep, I know exactly what happened, and I'll be careful not to do that again, now that I know. So, catch me up on what I've been missing here.
Not too much. Black Belt's been punching a lot of stuff.
Yep, that sounds normal. That's
people making progress. Looks like we're going to get a Kraken fight here on Tyrannex's side in a few seconds after he gets rid of his seats roll. This is going to be slap against slap, folks. 6 hitting Black Belts against 8 hitting Kraken. This could be the Rocky, and if he dies, he dies.
So let's see what happens. St. Von Jester heading down to the incentivized chest in the Marsh Cave. And we have Will still being, slapping and being slapped around by mages. Tyrannex keeping the Kraken fight. Release the Kraken!
He's going with the Lightning 3. Oh, not going to get much of a shot there. Lock 2, easy to hit. Draining some of Kraken's defenses. Kraken swipes back for it. It's 433. These Black Belts get a lot of hit points, though, so that might be the only thing that saves them. Looks like all-out offensive now. 5 hits, 286. 7 hits, 144. 4 hits, 66. Kraken's got Blizzards. Gonna try to freeze him out. Dark's taking a sleep. He's frozen solid. Gouda takes down the Kraken.
That Kraken did not last very long.
No, I mean, it's black belts now. Like, your black belts are pretty high level now. They're going to be pretty much easily slapping everything around.
Exactly. Should be a very much simpler fighting for right now. And St. Jester is now in the Dragon Armor chest and says, nope, not going to bother picking that up. I don't need money right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, at this point in the game now, your black belts are high enough level that they're pretty much going to be slapping around any minor enemies or anything you come across. So now it's just about finding progression, getting the levels you need, and hoping Topher is not too rough.
Now, it looks like Will Bloodworth might be going through Mirage Tower right now. I see that background there. And so I didn't see what level he went up to. Astos La Vista, baby, he says.
He just took down Astos. He's putting a little meme on the stream. Looks like we got Crab Cakes taking on the Kraken. Going with the Brackstrats. Kraken 5 hits 494. Takes out Black. Kraken's broken. There'll be enough shrimp for everybody, folks. And Kraken has her first orb. So everybody but Will has an orb.
I'll pass on the shrimp. I prefer Tyro steak.
Question in chat from Omnisloth. Has Ty pulled up the armor screen yet? I do believe he has not. So I don't know if he's actually got the absorb from the levels or not. So I'll have to keep an eye on that.
And it should be known that Trenton did say about an hour and a half ago in the SRL channel that the runners would need to do that. So if that's something Tyronex forgot, oh well.
We got Tyronex into the volcano. He's going fiend hunting now. He's got the levels. He's got all the items he really needs. He's pretty well in go mode. So I don't see any reason for him not. He hasn't got the cube yet, but we know that's the vendor item, so he will get to that eventually. Ooh, Peas with Trance got everybody.
Yep, everyone is stunned except for Duda, who manages to finish the job. So that'll cure all the stun because that's only when it's gone at the end of the battle. So we're gonna get our look at he's gonna get his look rather at the treasure chests, the main treasure trove in the volcano. And Crabcake's heading that way too.
Yeah, Tyronex is our St. Pon Jester got his item from Swamp, which I believe was our
Which item are you looking for?
Oh, no, it's alright. I'm fine. I'm good now.
Okay. So, taking a look at the chests in the volcano, I missed the first couple there, but I haven't seen anything really useful so far.
No, a few other runners have already checked these chests. It's just a brack axe and a lot of money.
I see.
Not really a lot. That's why Tyronex actually noped out. So it looks like he's going to go deeper and explore. But Crabcakes is going to finish clearing.
He could decide to go to carry at this point. This would be his second orb if he does decide to do that. These runners still will want to find that Mazamoon, however.
Well, honestly, I don't really think they need it at this point. I mean, at this point, your black belts are hitting for 4 hits. The only one that could actually make use of it at this point in time, I think, would be Will Bloodworth.
Well, definitely would want to make use of it.
Because he's only got the one.
Yeah.
But like Tyronex, St. Pon Jester, and Crabcakes, their black belts are high enough now that they're not really worried about a Mazmoon. And there's our loose tail. They're not worried about a Mazmoon. They don't really need the Opal Cheerio if they do the armor. The armor screen trick. If they get high enough.
Yeah, I don't see them being worried about the Opal Cheerio. And speaking of, Crabcakes now has that tail, so still checking the other chests in here. Has not moved on yet. It's going to get the trap tile now. Normally there's a couple fire there, but today it's wraiths, images, and ghosts.
Question in chat. What is the armor screen trick? I'll try to explain this. I'm not quite sure if I'll get it right, though. There's a bug in the game that when your black belt levels up, the absorb does not count up until you go into your armor screen. So if you go from level 20 to 30, say, and don't go into your armor screen, your absorb is still going to be 20, not 30. So that's why after every level, it's a good idea to go in and check your armor.
Crabcakes is gonna be have to walk out all this garbage items that she's finding here because she isn't gonna want to lose that tail.
Ooh, map check on St. Bon Jester side. Everybody take a drink.
Yay! We now know exactly where in the world he is.
Looks like Will has found the blue dragon trap tile. Now we remember the blue dragon was weak, so he might take a grind here.
And let's see, this is...
Nope.
He's leaving.
He's noping out. I think he's high enough now, he figures he'll get his levels on the way.
He might have been thinking about it. He stopped after he left the room, might have been thinking about it, might have just been writing something down, I don't know, but yeah, he has moved on.
Or he just might be going to check everything, and if he finds something he needs, he might stay and grind and leave. If he finds nothing he needs, he just might nope out. Say bye-bye. Looks like St. Von Jester is gonna check the Cardia Isles, I believe? Or is it? No, he's in his boat, sorry, my fault, folks. I'll be sailing back to Onrak. Another question in chat. You need to level check every level. Yes, you need to check every level, Kazmusin. Oh, actually, sorry, I understand your question now. No, if you go from 20 to 30 and you check at 30, it'll reset it to 30. You don't have to go every single level, as long as you go in once in a while. Ooh, we got a carry fight going on Tyranex's side. He's just gonna punch away.
We do. He's just punching and going to take it down, using the heal helmet to make sure he doesn't take any untimely deaths on his team, so they can all keep punching. Slow is being used, and they're losing their intelligence, not that they had any to begin with, as you noted earlier. And carry goes down.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see too much trouble from these guys now until you get to Topher. I think the Fiends are pretty much going to fall pretty quickly.
Now the question is, are we going to have something like that Green Medusa chaos that happened in that one race?
I'd like to see Chaos with Death Touch. I think that'd be sweet.
I don't know if that's possible. That would be interesting to see.
Yeah, I don't know if it's possible. It'd be nice, though. Give new meaning to the words reach out and touch somebody.
We're being told it is possible. Okay, yeah, that would be interesting to see then.
Yes, chat, in a question in chat again, slow effect only affects intelligence. Actually, intelligence stat does 0 in this game. Like, it doesn't matter if you got 200 intelligence or you got 10. Like, intelligence does nothing. The only thing slow affects is your number of hits. So, if you're doing 6 hits, and you get hit with a slow 2, you're going down to 1 hit. That's basically what slow affects. It has nothing to do with intelligence. Intelligence is a useless stat.
So if you thought you had to be intelligent to beat this game, think again.
Hey, I beat it, and I'm not intelligent, so let's just go that way.
See? Like I said. I'm kidding, of course.
I'm not gonna lie about it. But back to the action. It looks like Will is going back. I think Will is going back for that grind tile, though. Looks like he's heading back towards that chest.
Tyranex is doing the dip in the Earth Cave right now. The Green Ogres are still home, and we're on the Vampire floor now, or at least there's more of a speed bump floor.
Oh, no, Will's gonna check these bottom chests here. I thought he might have been going back. So it looks like Tyranex is gonna be our first to use the rod. Meanwhile, CC is heading for Carrie. So she's gonna try to light her second orb, while Tyranex tries to light his third. So right now, of all the runners that are on this screen, who do you think's got the lead at this point in time?
It's kind of hard to say. Like, the runners have different orbs lit. Tyranex has an orb lead, having 2 orbs lit, so it's very possible to say Tyranex has the lead. He is missing some key items, though, that other runners have already found. For example, he is missing that TNT, which will only give us access to the dwarf again. But he's also missing the... No, he has the rod. What is not listed there? The ruby. Actually, ruby doesn't matter. Actually, maybe he is actually in better shape than I thought. He doesn't have the cube, though. Doesn't have the cube.
I think the only runner in go mode right now is Crabcakes, and that's because she has the cube.
She does. So, from that perspective, you could say she is in the lead. She has everything, and she'd be able to get through the dungeons and just go straight to the temple. The question is, how far is she behind in levels compared to Tyranex? Will Tyranex find that cube before Crabcakes gets to a point where she definitely takes the lead?
Well, Crab Cakes is not hitting carry very hard. Black belts are only... Oh, there's a good one. 6 hits, 286. Another good shot there. Looks like carry out. Down you go.
Carry goes down, yep. It's going to be interesting to see how Will Bloodworth handles this, because, again, he has no orbs. He's playing on the single black belt. So the question will be, can he come back with that single black belt and just vaporize all of the fiends in short order to make a race out of it for him?
All right, now he's having trouble with this marsh cave. Those zombie dragons are unrunnable and they're on a trap tile, and they hit hard. They actually two-shot his black belt as it is, so... Looks like Tyrannex makes short work of Lich. So quick, we didn't even see the fight, folks.
Wait, there was a boss there?
Tyrannex is level 25, so I think he actually got the lead level at the moment.
Yeah, he is. He does. The only thing he's missing is the cube, and he's pretty much ready to go, I think.
Give or take. The undead speed bump. Looks like Tyrannex is going to rob the castle here from the king that attacked him earlier. So he's going to get his revenge by robbing his treasures. And he's going to get nothing.
Yeah, nothing useful. I just saw a rapier, which is very, very weak.
Gargoyles on one trap tile. We have gargoyles on another trap tile, because 2 of these trap tiles are actually the same in the vanilla game. They hold mummies, so. Meanwhile, it looks like Crab Cakes is looking for the Agama grind now.
You know, that means chat, bust out your Agama facts.
So that means Crab Cakes is... Oh, maybe not.
Maybe not, never mind.
Why does everybody make a liar out of us? Like, what's the deal here?
So don't bust out those Agama facts, chat. We're not on Agama grind.
No, it looks like she's gonna check the... I'm trying to figure out what Crab Cakes could be looking for at this point in time. A good grind tile?
I'm not sure either.
You know, Will's heading back down here. See if he can get out of the marsh cave with his item. Oh, seafood party platter, but he got first strike, so that's good.
Tyrannex might be doing a grind.
And Will got his bottle, dusty old bottle down in the marsh cave, full of swamp water. Whew, fairy can't be smelling too good now.
Question in chat, is Warmech forcing the seed? I actually asked that question before the seed began, and yes, we have to fight a Warmech.
Ah, Crab Cakes finds a 3rd ribbon, which in actuality I believe is a 4th ribbon. So we have 4 ribbons in this seed, folks. All her black belts are well protected now. But the only problem with the ribbon is the ribbon does drop Durabsorb to 1. So they do need other armor to go with it, so they will not be able to use the levels to have the absorb.
Oh, we're being told that Tyrannex does have the cube in his inventory, so apparently Tyrannex does have the cube. It's just not marked.
So Tyrannex and Crab Cakes are pretty well go, and looks like Tyrannex is just grinding now to get levels. Yeah, he's doing the Agama grind. Meanwhile, Crab Cakes is going to dig deeper. Don't forget, Tyrannex already took down Lich, so all Tyrannex has left is Tiamat, so it looks like he wants to level before he goes there. So it's looking like Tyrannex is in the lead right now. He's getting his levels, he's got 3 Orblets, he's got all he needs, because you don't really have the character change with Black Belts. There's really no advantage to it. I'm not sure if that bug exists that they get more magic defense before you class change than after you class change. So maybe this is a better play to level up before you class change.
Well, it looks like he is doing the level up now. Tyrannex at least is grinding on the Agamas right now. So yeah, get the Agama facts out. He is grinding now. And he is going to do the leveling up now. He has not class changed yet. I think you said, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think you see any of them class change. I can't see it. Because, I mean, they're going to get more magic defense before their class change, which is what the black belts need. Because if Lich or Carry and them come out with a couple of nukes in a row, I mean, you're pretty well dusted. The only thing saving the black belts is they'll have 700 to 800 HP, depending on how you take them.
Interesting. Okay.
So really, the point of class change is pretty useless because it's not going to make a difference in their armor.
So they're going to probably all finish with black belts then. Interesting.
Yeah, you won't see any masters tonight. At least I'm hoping that's how it works.
Bahamut will not be granting the whatever it is he grants.
And Aeon Flux Bear, thank you for the 200 biddies. Speed Gaming appreciates that much need.
Will hops back into the ship and he's heading towards Onrak, I think. A rock location.
I don't know where Will's heading. I don't think Will knows where he's heading at the moment.
Yeah, he might be lost.
Question in chat. I thought there were some BB fixes on the main site. I believe there is, but I don't believe that was fixed. So, and there St. Paul Jester picks up his rod, so that officially puts him in go mode as well. So the only one not in go mode right now is Will Bloodworth. And he is a decent amount behind at this point in time.
Now, the good news for him is his grind will be a lot quicker once he's able to find a place to grind safely. Especially if he can get to those Agamas and kill those Agamas in short order. But it might still be a while before he's able to level up that quickly. I'm hearing typing.
My bad. My bad. The absorb calculation was fixed, but it's not on for this flag set. Thank you very much, Dark Moon Firelight. You are the man with the facts. Man with the plan. So we got Tyrannex grinding. Will Bloodworth is trying to find somewhere to go. Crabcakes is heading to destroy Lich, and St. Fawn Jester is leaving the water. So, our runners are pretty well set for items, gear. It's pretty much just levels and beating down fiends now. Man, I hope Topher's a slog.
Well, I can tell you that when we do get to Topher, we are going to have a new crew in here. We do have the commentary crew of, I believe it's Dark Moon and Super Luigi standing by. I think Dengu is the tracker on that, if I'm not mistaken.
Dengu is.
Yes, so they're going to be the ones to help finish the Topher travels here when we do get in there. So they will be joining us in a few minutes. We're going to let them sort everything out there before they join us, and we'll be handing over them soft handover just like we came in.
One fine day. You haven't been paying attention, have you? Bad one, bad one. Who's winning right now? I'd have to give Tyrannex the advantage, because he's on his grind, and he actually has 3 orbs, so I'm going to say Tyrannex is winning at the moment.
I would definitely agree with Tyrannex being in the lead for sure, because he is 3 orbs done, and he only has to get to the Mirage Tower and get to the Sky Palace to be able to finish the game, to be able to finish the last fiend at this point. He does have both items needed to do that, so he could go any time. It's just a matter of when is he comfortable going through there with his 4 black belts. When is he ready to go through that tower and try to take on not only Tiamat, but also our forced Warmech. We know Warmech is going to be involved here today as well, and Warmech could be hitting like a truck roll, who knows.
I think Warmech's going to be a spelly guy this time.
We'll find out. So
Yeah,
Will's gonna pick up his Oxyon now.
That fairy had to wash herself in the lake.
Yeah, that was a dirty bottle, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, to come out of the swamp. Come on, a marsh. Can't be clean.
Gotta be clean.
Meanwhile, Crabcakes is heading towards Lich. Tyrannex is still grinding. And Will Bloodworth is sailing the seas again. Looks a little confused. And St. Fawn Jester is heading for the Kraken. So we got all our runners doing something.
Crabcake sucking 2 gold and a soft potion. Tyrannex is still grinding. I need to get a look at his levels. If we get an opportunity to.
Well, I mean, you'd have to go at least... You gotta go at least 32. You don't have a choice.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm just curious where he is right now, so we don't know how long the grind will be.
Looking by the look of his hit points, if they're at max, he's probably high 20s, I'd say, by now. So... 29 or so, Classic Gamer says. Thank you very much, Classic Gamer.
Nice, very nice. Not too far then.
Is that 10 items for Will? It could very well be.
Now again, Will's grind will be a lot quicker when he does get doing that grind, because right now those fights you see Tyrannex
No, it won't be.
Sorry?
There is static XP on.
Oh, so it's still only going to be individual. Interesting.
Yes, so no matter if you have 1 runner or you have 4 runners, you're getting the same amount of experience for everybody.
Okay, I knew that flag was on, but I didn't think it applied to Will because he only had 1 character. Good to know.
Oh, it applies to Will, and it looks like he's going back for his Frost Dragons. Frost Dragons. Frost Wolves.
Frost Wolves, yeah, Frost Wolves.
So, yeah. Looks like we are going on 11 o'clock Atlantic, 10 o'clock Eastern Time.
Question in chat, were any new alt bosses added? Still hoping for 4 Fiends V1 fight as the final fight. I don't believe we're going to get anything like that.
No, I'm pretty sure we're not going to add any bosses to this.
No, we're still going to have the chaotic chaos at the end.
You don't want to crack, and you don't want something tougher than Kraken hitting you for 12 hits, 4,000.
No, you don't want someone able to one-shot you at when you should be killing everything and one-shot yourself.
Question in chat, Atlantic time, is that some weird Canadian time zone? That is the Atlantic province's time zone.
Yes, that is accurate. Time zone facts, Newfoundland actually has a half-hour time zone, half an hour later, so they're actually an hour and a half ahead of Eastern time. But other Atlantic provinces, they're 1 hour ahead on Atlantic time. So that is Canada thing, it's not in the US.
And Crab Cakes has lit her 3rd orb. And looks like, are we doing a swap now? We can do the swap now.
Oh, are we getting ready to hand over?
Never.
No.
They want to jump in?
If they want to jump in, then, like, we can introduce them anytime, whenever they want to jump in. Anyway, while we're waiting for that, Crab Cakes is talking to the wise old men who are off their meds again, but he is getting the canoe from there. And of course, we knew it had to be the canoe because, again, objective NPCs have their vanilla items in this fight set, so they're going to be carrying their usual things, which means he's still carrying around a canoe in a box.
Looks like St. Von Jester's going to try to Bane Kraken as well as break him. Being effective, Kraken hits, but not very hard. Black belts are tough. No, Brack's not working. Kraken's not being broken today, folks. And it looks like we're joined in the chat by the next crew.
Well, one of them. I see Dark Moon is in here. The others have not popped up yet. There is Super Luigi also joining us now, and their tracker, who is going to be Dengu.
Dengu, yes. He's the guy in charge for us.
Very nice. So you've been watching this race on the sidelines for the last hour and a half. Where do you think they are right now?
Wow, it's hard to say. I mean, we keep seeing Crab Cakes go off and search for stuff. If she wasn't doing her treasure search right now, I'd put her in the lead, but who knows what she's going to be searching around for whatever it is she's looking for.
Well, alright, folks, that will do it for me. I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Dark Moon EX and Super Luigi, and you folks have a good night and a pleasant tomorrow.
Yeah, so I was going to introduce Super Luigi as well. We didn't get a chance to. So, yeah, we're going to leave it with them. I might hang around in case you want a War Mech line, but other than that, I'll just I'll pop out and I'll wrap it up myself. Because I was hoping War Mech would come out on my shift and he didn't. So, I'll hang around for that. But other than that, we're going to hand off. Have a great evening, everyone. Been great to call all the races in this tournament that I've been on. Looking forward to the next tournament here on Speed Gaming, and we'll definitely be getting involved with that. So, looking forward to it. So, with that said, Dark Moon and Super Luigi, go ahead and take it away. And by the way, make sure you follow our tracker, Lyra, for the second shift as well, and all of our trackers tonight.
Thank you, Hangry. Thank you, Cyclone. Thank you, Lyra. Good to take over from you. We knew it was in capable hands. Luigi! How's it going over there?
It's going good. I finally have a day where it's not raining.
Yeah, no kidding. It's been raining forever. It's been crazy. Also crazy is this race right now. Let's get it back on track right here. We've got Crab Cakes with 3 orbs, Tyrannix with 3 orbs. Crab Cake seems to be continuing to check treasures over in air. Tyrannix is following right behind her. This is where it's all going to come down so we see who truly is in the lead.
Yeah, I think it just depends on what Tyrannix does. If Tyrannix is going to be checking treasures, then I put Crab Cakes in the lead. But if he's not checking treasures, I put Tyrannix in the lead.
It all boils down to what exactly it is that she's really looking for and when she's going to feel like she's done.
And it looks like Tyrannix is not checking treasures, so I am going to put him in the lead unless Crab Cakes is able to pull something out that she's looking for it, but I have no clue what she could be looking for. Maybe it's better item magic. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Lit 3 is not a bad one. It looks like she has Lit 3 gauntlets on all of her black belts, which is fine. That's great magic right there. I mean, certain people are going to want a fire or an ice instead, just be able to do it. No one's going to complain about a nuke gauntlet, but we haven't seen those yet. So Lit 3 is the way to go for them right now. It's just, what does she want? Where is she going? What levels is she looking for? She has all the key items. I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm pretty confused on what she's doing as well.
I know. You were saying?
We've got both SBJ and Will in Marsh. They're looking around there.
Will is going to be last, and Will is comfortable being last, because his goal is not to get in first. His goal is to do it with one black belt, and he does it gloriously.
Yeah, he does.
So it's not pro rings. Crabcake's found a pro ring. Crabcake's has to up the pro ring. Doesn't care about anything that's in there, which was mostly money and armor she can't use because she's a black belt.
Yeah. So yeah, Chad, give Cyclone some good black belt war mech lines, and we'll get him back in here when we get war mech.
And it will be a forced war mech. War mech is required, and for the record, we do have all final bosses clicked on. So whatever is buried for them deep in the dungeon will presumably be more difficult than Chaos.
Yeah, the alt final boss is usually more difficult than Chaos. I guess the one that would be closest in difficulties to Chaos would be Garland and Friends, with 8 Garlands and 1 Chaos.
Yeah, unless Garland shows something bad in the first couple rounds of when you first fight him. With those Lit 3 gauntlets, Garland and Friends is not going to be any better or worse than Chaos on his own. It's just going to delay you like half a turn at max.
Yeah. Yeah. Is SBJ grinding the seafood party platter in Marsh Cave?
Well, if it's the best grind that he's found, because bear in mind the grind tiles are mixed up, and the experience is decent, I could see it. It's not the one I would pick, but with Lit 3 gauntlets, everything here in this party pack is weak to it. And there are worse things you could do.
I thought they were weak to ice.
Most of the stuff in water is weak to lit. Waters themselves, the elementals, and I think the sea snakes may be ice. But sea snakes generally don't roll high, so 4 Lit 3s against it's going to take them out. It's still not a bad grind no matter what with this particular element. Say, we got Tyrannix on the Bridge of Destiny. Get out your war mech. Oh, wait, that's right. Everyone doesn't have to pray. He's gonna show up this time.
Yeah, he's gonna show up to get your war mech emotes if you have them going.
Let's see those robot chickens in chat. We got a question in chat about what the official names are for the various alt final bosses. We usually call the 2 Lich plus all the Phantoms the Undead Party Pack. I think most of the names are just ones that are community agreed and not necessarily anything official. So you can pretty much call them what you want. I think the only one that's quote-unquote official is the Double Dragon, Tiamat, and Carrie, because they are actually shown as 2 different dragons in their fight.
Good old reference to the Double Dragon games.
Love those games. I suck at those games. I love those games.
Yeah, I love them too. They're great. So, Tyrannix is just about to pull War Mech.
Yep. He's on his way. Meanwhile, Crabcakes has found a Quick Staff, which she did actually go back and take after finding it.
Yeah, cake is always nice to have.
It's good against both versions of them. If she wants to get through that battle fairly easily, that's one way to do it. Have 3 black belts attack and attack with the Quick Staff. Meanwhile, in the time it took for me to say that, the robot chicken is gone, and all of his black belts are up to level 33.
Cyclone didn't even have a chance to do the robot voice.
No, it was not like...
Why did they kill me so fast?
There you go.
I can bring another one for the next one, though.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, Crabcake's will be there in a couple minutes. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
If she ever finishes checking chests. We got Will Bloodworth attacking the Sahag Wiz-Sahag fight. We got St. Fonchester who's done grinding on that one tile. He's... Oh, no, wait, never mind. He got an off-tile grind and he had to deal with it. And Tyrannix is already done with Tiamat, because let's face it, Tiamat's not going to be any trouble against this party.
Yeah,
For level 33 black belts, no.
Yeah. Tyrannix is gonna go and prepare for Temple of Fiends, and then he's gonna tackle it.
Which, honestly, with the particular party that he has, the only thing he really has to worry about are, like, double nuke off of a single boss, or something really nasty from the old final boss. Like, if it's a double dragons, or... I don't know, Warmack and Friends is out, because Warmack was nothing.
Yeah, it really depends on how bad the badmen were, and I don't think they were too bad.
No, Lich and Phantoms aren't going to be that big a deal. You have more to worry about from the Phantoms than from Lich 2 you ever do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, if it's not the double dragon one, I think they may actually be in the clear with this party. I don't want to commentate or curse it, but...
Yeah, it's like, I feel like the hardest one for them would be double dragons or, Garlands in Chaos.
Especially if both Tiamat and Carrie get like a first turn nuke or nuclear. If we see something like that from each of the bosses in the temple, then that's going to make the double dragon fight particularly nasty. But this is the benefit of black belts. Once you get them up to a high enough level, basically nothing scares them.
Yeah, they become punching machines. Everything just succumbs to the power of their fists. And as we see from Tyrannix, he was doing over 1,000 damage per punch on the gas dragons here. 1,164, 921, yeah. So black belt
with the
at this
scaling
level.
we can have like a high absorb, high evade boss, and then the black belts will be weakened slightly by that. But there's only so much you can weaken a black belt.
Yeah.
Admittedly, they don't have that. They don't have temper, because I haven't seen that item magic from them. So unless there's something I haven't seen that they've managed to pick up, they're low on those kinds of spells that would really help them get around stuff. Maybe if Chaos has, or one of the alt-final bosses has Slow 2, and decides to cast it and lands it, but with the high magic defense that they have, just unnaturally on a black belt, that's a rare thought. It's really hard to come up with a scenario where 4 level 35 black belts aren't going to just make a joke of this entire temple.
Yeah, it's really difficult to say. I think the biggest hurdle that they'd run into is, say, if we'll just pull an example from the open videos of Gerb Medusas with Nuke and Death Touch ambush. So.
Yeah, it's like if we get the Gurmadeuses of Death or something, it's a possibility. But even then, level 35 black belts have a really solid magic defense. How scary will that be? Meanwhile, Falconic in chat is asking what exactly it is that Crabcakes is looking for. This is one of those instances where I really wish we could just pull a runner in so we could chat with them. Be like, hey, Crabcakes, what's on your mind right now? What are you looking for? What's going on with you? We'll have to ask her about it afterwards when she pops up in the chat, since she doesn't traditionally do normal interviews on these things.
No,
but
she doesn't.
That everyone is wondering, and we have yet to find out what just exactly it is that she wants.
And as you were saying that Tyrannix punched Lich twice and Lich died.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to like stop long enough for a boss to happen.
Yeah.
Cyclone asking if she found Maza. I don't know why Crabcakes would even want Maza Moon. She's gonna do more damage with her fist than she would with the sword.
Yeah, it's too late now to get any use out of it with the level she's at.
I mean, maybe she wants the game clincher and really feels like she needs the Bane Sword. Except the Bane Sword isn't gonna be the Bane Sword.
It's not.
I am stumped.
I have no clue what she's looking for. Because really, she should be with Tyrannix right now in the Temple of Fiends.
I agree. This feels like a misstep on her part. She does like to over-prepare at times. Like, she does it quickly, don't get me wrong. She is amazing at this game. But she tends to go into these things more prepared than her opponents sometimes. And I feel like in this particular instance, knowing that Tyrannex is as far ahead as he is, this might just be the misstep that costs her the game.
Yeah, this is Tyrannex's game to lose. Whether he loses or not is up in the air. So
yeah, he's already past Carrie, and I didn't even see her. That's how fast that happened.
I looked at Carrie. I think Carrie was also a one-turn kill.
Yeah, he could get up to Kraken. Kraken maybe takes out one of his black belts, maybe. But I don't foresee Kraken taking out all of them. He can't bring it back because he doesn't have life magic. His black belt never gets spells. But how scary is it going into like alt final boss with 3 black belts instead of 4? Not that scary.
It really depends on what the alt final boss has.
Yeah.
I just saw the lamp sword from Crab Cakes, and she's picking it up.
Beam sword, thank you. And please be done tracking treasure chests. Like, let that be the last thing you grab.
Yeah, come on, Crab Cakes. You let Tyrannex catch up to you and pass you.
Oh man, you know that's. I'm gonna give her credit. She went for it. She got the lamp sword. If that's the last thing she does, as far as treasure is concerned, props to her. And she went straight up and found the teleporter like it was nothing.
I wish it was always that easy to find that thing.
I did play one where the teleporter shuffle put it 2 steps up and 1 step over from the entrance. It was pretty amazing.
That does sound pretty amazing.
So we got Tyrannex, who is fighting Kraken right now. Kraken seems to be putting up at least a little bit of a fight, obviously, because we referenced he was there.
Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kraken decided to do Fire 3, which did nothing.
Nope, yeah, that was not what you need, Kraken. You failed us.
Yeah, you're supposed to go up and give the black belt to the top with nice big hug.
And Crabcakes, after taking out Warmech, then decided to walk for a bit and take some fights here. Is she not happy with her levels? Like, she's now just 32 on a couple of... before she gets to Warmech, okay.
And Tiamat did ink on Tyrannex, and then Tyrannex just ended her.
Yeah. So, Crabcakes is about to fight Warmech, but we need to give Tyrannex's dues at 144, I'm gonna say 30-ish, 35 maybe. He's gonna take on the alt-final boss.
33. Garland and friends.
Garland and friends, this is not the one that Crabcakes needed him to get.
And Lit 3 Garland just one-shots all the Garlands. So
all except for the upper middle, that's where Chaos is at.
Yeah.
Now, he did do 400 damage with his first hit. Chaos is swinging, but is it gonna be enough?
I don't think it is, with just how... With these... Zap might do something.
Zap's not gonna do anything,
No,
Chaos, come on. Yeah.
Chaos is dead.
Yeah,
Tyrannex wins at 145-11 or something.
Ow.
I don't have SRL open, so...
That was 4 lit 3s and 5 punches, in case anyone was tracking. I would put that Chaos at just about 200 plus 25, like 2,700 hit points.
So we got sub 2 hours here with our first finisher. Tyrannex,
awesome.
He's our winner tonight.
145.13 I'm getting from Cyclone. That's the official time that Tyrannex had as far as the FSRL chat room is concerned. That is his time for taking out the alt-final bosses and finishing this game. Like it was nothing. And then Tyrannex will join us shortly. He's just taking a quick moment for himself. Which I think he's earned after this seed.
Yeah, he's definitely done it.
I mean, he finished this in an amazing time. We expect these races after the tournaments to be, 3-4 hour slogs, which it might be for Will Bloodworth, because that's what he does for himself. But he finished this in 1 hour and 45 minutes. Once again, a testament to just how broken those black belts really are.
Yeah, it's a bit hard at the beginning, but they got the Lit 3 gauntlet pretty much right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
And that really helped speed up the early game for them.
Yeah. People in chat are discussing the fact that the Lit 3 gauntlet set the tone. They got that early. It's one of those things where if they didn't have it, how bad do you think this seed would have been for them? I mean, nice early clearance magic like that.
Yeah, I think that it would have went on for at least another half an hour if they didn't have it.
Cyclone? Cyclone, do you want to come in with another robot voice?
He's already dead, there's no point.
It was a good try.
And we were joined by Tyranix in the chat.
GG Ty.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
So, what did you think of that seed?
It was pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Yeah, just punch a bunch of Agamas until you hit 32.
So it seemed like, as Luigi and I were just discussing, this seed pretty much opened up the second you found those Lit 3 gauntlets.
Yeah, like 3 minutes into the... Well, yeah, they were purchasable from, like, the first town you visited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you found one in Temple of Fiends as well, which is nice for killing garlands early on.
Yeah, I mean, I figured once I found those that it wasn't going to be too tricky of a seed. I mean, because the hardest part about once the black belts hit 21 is when they start actually being like real characters. And
yeah.
So just having like unlimited lightning 3s would get me to 21. Even though those Agamas had to have something like 800 health, it was insane.
Yeah, it's the thing about black belts is we talk about how broken they are by the time you get them to the late game, but getting them there early on can be a bit of a slog.
Yeah, for sure. So, like, if OE did, I mean, to say that was like a Lit 1 bracelet or something like that, then, you know, that would have been 10 times harder to try to get up to that.
Most assuredly.
CC has entered the Temple of Fiends, revisited at about 1:48:55 is what I saw on the timer.
That's the timer I got. Meanwhile, It looks like Will Bloodworth wiped in Earthcave. He hit an encounter that was particularly nasty for him. I mean, fighting with only one guy, he doesn't have the ability to dodge the way the rest of the parties do. So he's back in there having to go a second time. Still looks like he's trying to get his first crystal.
So, CC was ahead of you for quite a while there, Tyranix, but she decided to full clear Mirage and Sky, and that's where you overtook her.
Oh, I figured as much, yeah.
And we're at a loss as to what exactly it is that she was looking for. The very last item she found was a lamp sword, and then she walked away because it was the last chest she could check. We don't know what she was looking for and why she was looking at that point.
Yeah, I didn't even go to Waterfall or Ordeals or anything like that. It just once we went to Mermaids, I knew we were in go mode because we got the rock.
And no one went to Ordeals or Waterfall as far as I'm aware.
Did anybody ever find the canoe? It might
I
have.
don't believe they did. I'll take a look at the notes.
Yeah, that pretty much would stop Ordeals and Waterfall if they don't have the canoe. So Will Bloodworth is now at and through what we think is supposed to be a vampire, although honestly I didn't see him. Was there a vampire? I don't think there was.
Okay, Crab Cake says the canoe. It came from the old men after the Lich kill.
Fair enough.
Is what Chad is telling me.
Fair enough. I mean, it's what I get for jumping in part way.
Yeah. Yeah, I was cooking at some point, so I probably missed that.
Food? You mean you actually had to get sustenance instead of watching this all night?
I have my headphones on.
Oh, wow. This was quite the little seed, though, all things considered.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it had to be canoe because, the NPCs were actually given the vanilla items they would give out, so it would have had to be canoe. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Makes
I'm
sense.
just so used to everything being mixed up from co-op.
Yeah. It's You play enough of it, these seeds where we see like everything get mixed in, and then you just get so used to it that when you actually have vanilla turn-ins, it actually feels weird and throws you off.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it I take the crystal to and get from her and stuff?
Yeah, like the adamant being completely worthless in this.
I don't know if anyone actually turned into adamant.
I mean, why would you?
Well, maybe they forgot, and then they would have got Excal and went, oh, and reset out.
I mean, the only reason why you do it on purpose is if you wanted the money, but you had Lit 3 gauntlets from the start. What do you need money for?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm being told in chat that CC did hand in the adamant.
Well,
And maybe
she has a
did.
lovely sword collection, I will say that.
Yeah, she adds a lamp sword, which is, in my opinion, the best sword you could ever get to her collection before moving on.
Love that lamp sword. I really hope she uses it at some point, because that's just brilliant. And I see that she has Brack axes and other things. She's got plenty of good stuff to do these fights, even if she doesn't want to punch. If she wants to meme her way through this dungeon, she could do it.
Yeah, she could.
I mean, she won't, but she could.
She could. Yeah. I'm not gonna stop her. Gonna ask her why she was full clear in Mirage and Sky, though.
So curious about that.
Because we could have had a pretty close race if she didn't do that.
Apparently SVJ is done with the Seafood Party Pack, now he's moved on to fighting the Blue Dragons for levels.
Okay, that is a much better thing to grind in my opinion.
It's probably because he can take them out with the Lit 3 gauntlets, and now the Blue Dragon, he's a high enough level that he can one-shot them with some fists.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a perfectly acceptable way to do this fight.
Yeah, and he's hitting level 33 on Falconic and Ashy.
And I mean, let's be honest here, if he knows that he's behind... Obviously, he's not going to get first place. If he assumes that he's behind Crab Cakes, which I think you just always do by default, maybe he's just trying to assure that he has an easy time so he doesn't come in like a long seed and get behind Will Bloodworth for 4th place.
So, chances are the reason why she was full clear was to do a walking grind because she didn't take a grind. So that would make sense to me, but I still don't really understand why. She could have just walked to the Bridge of Destiny and grind on there because Warmech wasn't able to pop up.
It's much more efficient to do as Tyrannix did, find a good grind tile and just grind that way. I mean, I can see the reason to pick up the fights as you go along, and if you full clear the dungeon, you get more fights. That's all perfectly reasonable as far as the math is concerned, and yet, at the same time, it doesn't make sense to me that she did it to begin with. Just go do a grind and be done with it.
Yeah, and she's still checking the chests, so she's giving these chests some love. I see Will Bloodworth has just one shot of Lich 1, so that should be his first orb.
And Trenton's commenting in dungeon that she missed, or in chat that she missed two whole dungeons for a full clear. Whatever it was she was looking for, it was over there, I'm assuming. But she's level 38 now. I mean, her walking grind is working. It's just not working for first place.
Yeah, I still honestly do not know what she's looking for. I know she's doing a walking grind, but
I thought
she is definitely strong enough to take out Carrie, Kraken, Tiamat, and the alternate final boss at this point.
I mean, she might be worried about it because she doesn't know what's ahead, but we have the benefit of knowledge, and we know that nothing is going to stand in her way at this point. So here comes Carrie 2, and I'm assuming in the time it takes for me to say that, Carrie 2 will be gone.
Yeah, Will Bloodworth giving us some music by walking on the lava tiles. Like he should be, because... Yeah, it's not quite the poison sound effects, but it's close enough that I don't mind. Yeah.
Carrie's gone. Who's surprised? I'm not.
I'm not. We're gonna see if Kraken is gonna try to do Zawado on Crab Cakes.
Well, again, as I said, the only thought is that he takes out one. At worst, he takes out one, and he's not going to do that with Fire 3 or whatever else it is that he might have spell-wise.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of sustenance, guys, I gotta go get some food.
Absolutely, it was good having
Yeah.
you in here. You did a fantastic job. GG, sir.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for doing all this. I'll see you guys later.
Yes, thank you. Angry Canuck in chat asking if Crab Cakes has run from a single fight. No. No, she's taken them all. Will is on the board, though. Let's bear this in mind. While St. Juan Jester has been doing this long grind, Will has been slowly catching.
Yeah, Will is doing a slow burn here.
I mean, he's checking all the chests probably because he's low enough level that he's hoping for something good he can use. Can't blame him here. His strats are going to be completely different from everyone else. He needs every item he can get.
Yeah. And Kraken did Fire 3 instead of trying to stop time on them.
Oh! Oh,
Great.
Crab Cakes broke the Kraken! Bless your heart, Crab Cakes. Thank you for the meme.
Yeah, she bracked the crack. I'm proud of her.
Like, the chance of that happening, I believe, is 3 and 256 without the expert, so that was totally for the lols, and she did it.
Yeah. So she's going for the vanilla Mazza chest. It's probably going to be it's probably going to be like, I'm going to guess 2 gold.
Womp womp.
So Will Bloodworth is grinding mage tiles, which is the old Agama tiles. Underrated encounter in my opinion, the mages. They do give good amount of experience.
I mean, give Crab Cakes credit, she is showing us portions of the map we don't normally get to see in these runs.
Yeah.
We've got guesses of Small Dagger, Copper Cheerio in the chat for what's going to be in this chest.
I've also been there once to grab Mazmoon in the vanilla game. Well, enhanced vanilla. Same thing.
I mean, yeah, if you're playing vanilla, you go for the Mazmoon, because at that point it's worth it.
Pure plot.
Close enough.
Yeah, it was close enough. It's not really that helpful.
The Cyclone in chat. The Pure Moon.
Yeah.
I believe that's pronounced Pura Moon. Thank you.
Pura Moon. The Pura Moone.
There you go. Pura Moon. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Crab, what are you doing? Crab, what are you doing?
What?
You don't need to grind for 42. You're fine.
You're good. You're good, Stardex at level 33.
Nick Bain does point out in chat, as much as flack as we're giving her for picking up the Pure Potion, because it's funny that she went and did it. The Pure Potion actually at this point is much more useful for her than the Muslim is.
If we're lucky, we'll see Iron Golems.
Yeah. Falconic in chat pointing out that Crab Cakes doesn't care what we think because she won the spring tournament. That is very true.
That is very true.
She already won our hearts. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't tell her what to do.
Seichus Pike hoping that Will doesn't run into Warmech. Warmech is required. So
yeah, Warmech is required.
Oh, and Will has to reset out because Carrie was beating him up.
Oh, that's not good. Boo, Carrie.
Boo, Carrie. Boo.
Sucks. Boo.
And that sucks because that would have put him on track to actually catch up to St. Juan Jester. That hurts. I mean, he is only level 24, and one black belt against Carrie is a tough thing at level 24. 24 is still a good point to be, but you need higher levels than that.
SVJ, you're about to go reenact part 1 of JoJo when he goes fights that vampire.
And we've lost crab cakes, it looks like. Oh, there she goes.
She's probably typing in SRL, if I were to guess.
Her entire thing stopped for a second, including the timer. So,
Oh, okay, so then that was a
that was
little...
her stream taking a blip.
Yeah, a little blip. Yeah.
Yeah, not a big deal. So she's punching the crap out of these airs before heading off towards Tiamat 2. I'm assuming since she's actually curved in, she's going to actually be taking on Tiamat 2 now. She must really wanted 42. Meanwhile, SVJ is making his way through the Earth Cave. Looks like he's pretty much just powering through at this point.
Oh, vampires.
I mean, it's a great fight.
Yeah. Ooh, crack. Crack
doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. That could be dangerous, but these are black belts with ridiculous high M death.
Yeah, and she's lit 3ing the main pack, and those vampires aren't going to stand a chance. And then punches that whiz vamp for 1400 damage into next Tuesday.
Yeah, she completely disintegrated that vampire with just a fist.
Just a pile of dust and bone at that point. Returning to the grave from whence you came.
SVJ is pulling Lich, one-shot him. So, here is, Garland's Chaos and Friends.
And she takes the same strategy that Tyranix did. She's just lit 3ing the pack with all 4 of them.
One Garland actually survived, but I'm pretty sure that's Chaos.
Yeah, her Chaos is hiding in the bottom corner.
Yeah, it's the top middle.
Yep.
Yeah, that was an Aura.
And
yeah.
a Quake. And a Brack. Wait. And a Lock 2.
Lock 2.
Tier 4.
We didn't see that from Tyranix, mainly because he killed Chaos in 2 turns.
We got 2 punches in and a Quake Staff for the heck of it. And 3 punches in and Chaos is down.
Okay,
so at 2:04:11 on her timer, Crabcakes is still in 2nd place, and GG's to her.
Yay! GG Crabcakes. So, if you guys are not aware, Crabcakes does not do the mic interviews, but she will join chat in just a second.
So yeah, save your questions for Crabcakes when she's in the chat. We'll see what she's looking for, and we'll find out if there was any particular treasure she was actually interested in. I think you're right. I think it's just a walking...
Yeah, SVJ is going to give us a look at Waterfall, because no one else has gone there yet.
He's the first person with Canoe that was able to get there, and he's still looking for...
Yeah, he should be in go mode. Yeah, he should be in go mode.
Absolutely be in go mode. What is with these runners? I don't understand.
I don't understand either. So either we're going to get the Opal Cheerio or the Mazmoon from here, and both of them are not going to be of any use to him.
Will tried grinding on Agamas, discovered the Agamas are probably north of 800 health. Will walked away from the Agamas. I can't blame him for that.
Yeah, I don't blame you either.
That is not a pretty fight with one guy.
There's a Gas Dragon in Waterfall? That must be slot 8.
Yeah, that's the rare encounter there. You can find them. They don't happen very often.
Okay.
I think it's actually only slightly less rare than the Iron Golems.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you normally don't see Gas Dragons in here.
Yeah. No, it's...
Or Iron Golems or T-Rexes.
Yeah, chat commenting that Topher Warmech was weaker than the Swiss scaling. Yeah, that was a pretty kitteny Topher.
And it is in fact the Opal Bracelet here in Waterfall.
That might have been one of the things she was looking for. Crabcakes, if you could tell us in chat what it was you were looking for, if there's any particular treasure in the last couple dungeons you wanted, because we saw you checking for it and we were kind of curious. Oh, there we go. Levels and fast temper, healing, and evasion items. That's not a bad thought.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah. The last thing she found was a lamp sword, and then she had to go on and
I mean,
full clear the chests in Temple of Fiends Revisited.
I thought she had everything she needed with that lamp sword. Perfectly honest.
Yeah, I thought she had everything she needed when she entered Mirage, but
Yep,
she was ahead of Tyrannix at that point. But Tyrannix
Just throw
didn't
check
check
else you have on the
anything.
ground. Yep.
Yeah, Tyrannix already had everything. Didn't look, so he just walked right by Crab Cakes. But
yes, GG to you, Crab Cakes.
Yeah,
Great
GG
second
Crab
place.
Cakes. Yeah,
So,
second
Crab.
place is still good.
Second place is still fantastic. It's
Yeah,
actually
it's
fine with me with
fantastic.
this.
Yeah, it's much faster than I would have done this. I would probably be finishing it around the same time as Will, even with four black belts.
Yeah. I'm with you at that. So, Crab, if you can tell us, what did you think of this seed? What were your thoughts on the early game? How did you feel about that Topher, besides the fact that apparently it was super easy?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, while she gets that answer ready for us, St. Conjester is blasting his way through Mirage. He's on his way to his last orb already, because in the time it took for us to look at chat and look back, Lich was already gone. And Will is still trying to find levels. I think he's doing a pop grind.
CC is saying that the seed was way too easy in general. From a viewer perspective, I completely agree.
Well, and to be fair, now that we've seen the fact that Carrie can take out a single level 24 black belt, as Will Woodworth suffered through, I don't hate the fact that she was still looking for levels. Like,
yeah,
I'm not certain that I would have done the walking grind, but then she's the winner of the spring tournament and I didn't enter, so who am I to complain? But
walking grinds is a very good thing to do. I do it from time to time.
I mean, I'll do it.
I mean, I think that's the main reason why I lost my main co-op matches, because I took a tile grind instead of doing a walking grind. So.
Yeah, I mean, when I was doing my co-op match with Min, my job was to be the heavy that went through and like smacked everything with swords. So, you know, I had to go find my swords. So that required grinding, or that required digging for treasure chests, and that's a walking grind just in and of itself. But it's one of those things where that's not necessarily the same, because I'm forced to. With a party like this where gear doesn't matter, like, you're not forced to do that kind of grind.
Yeah, well, walking grinds are still very good, though. Too, but
well, Krabs is giving us a little bit of info in the back. These with the 4 lit trees that she had from the gauntlets, and then early, she got that early, and then all the fiends low rolled. This was a different seed from the one she had in practice, where she barely won with 4 level 42 black belts and a Cure 4 hammer, just because everything rolled high. This one, she thinks, is much more soloable.
Oh, she got the War Mechs and Friends in the one practice she did. SVJ just picked up his lamp swords.
Yeah, like, this particular one, nothing seemed like it could have been a problem for her, just based on how everything rolled.
Yeah, SVJ sadly walking in the wrong direction. He's doing horizontal instead of vertical.
Oh, what are you doing? That's not the way to go.
That's okay, he doesn't know, I'm just mentioning that. But he will find it, but he loops back around, and then he'll go vertical.
And for anyone that was wondering,
he went up too early.
Crabcakes had a 2:04:12 official SRL time. Crabcakes, whether you're expecting a higher Topher or not, you still did fantastically.
Yeah, I know it's a random maze, Danewoo. Tyrannix and Crabcakes both just walked north and was there.
Yeah, Waterfall had the opal Cheerio hiding in it. I don't think there was anything else worthwhile in it.
Yeah, so Ordeals would have had the Maz Moon.
Crabcakes was asking in chat what were those dungeons. I don't think anything worthwhile, really. That said, I don't think anyone's actually checked Ordeal, so the fact that Mazmoon there is just a supposition.
Well,
Tyrannix was in the 38 range, I believe, by the time.
Yeah, it is. He was around level 38. It was before level 42. It was around level 38 when he took out Chaos.
Yeah, because he got to level 33 off of Warmech.
And
I
then,
think that was 2 levels per.
Yeah, and then he jumped right in, and I did take some fights, but not all of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did end up at like level 38, I believe.
And Will is checking chats now at Sky Cave, gonna do his walking grind. After doing that pop grind, hopefully get what he needs from these bad guys. And of course, the necessary lamp sword.
And luckily for him, the Lit 3 Gauntlet kills the vampires in one shot. Yeah, they rolled low.
Really low, and those gauntlets are fantastic.
Yeah. So, SVJ is on the Bridge of Destiny. He is taking fights on the bridge.
Get your prayers out for that Warmech so he doesn't run away.
That's something I personally enjoy doing. If I have to grind, I grind on the Bridge of Destiny, unless I find a tile I like.
Heck yeah. Great encounter rate, good experience. It's not a bad place to do it.
Yeah. Just take every fight there. I personally don't like doing sorcerers or air elementals, but I do take the sorcerers because they're usually with mud golems. Will Bloodworth has had to reset out of Mirage. He's gonna...
The scene is easy for everyone else, no doubt. But the fact that Will is forcing himself to take 1, it does hurt him. Especially since you gotta remember, we have static XP on, so whether you have 1 or 4 alive, the XP is exactly the same. He gets no benefit out of running 1. But he doesn't actually, this is just his personal challenge. He always runs 1 in each of his seats.
Okay, hasta la vista, baby.
Okay, so I'm curious exactly how bad this Warmech is. Less than 500. Okay.
One punch, 1 kill.
That robot chicken looked at nothing.
It has less than 500 HP. Because every single time...
And a scrap.
Oh.
I believe Tiamat had more health than that. That was sad.
That was sad. So, SVJ has lit his final orb. He's good to go to the Temple of Fiends.
Cyclone commenting over in chat that we didn't even have him come in for that one. Because, that Warmech had nothing. There was no chance.
Yeah, it was 500 HP. I'm very sorry, Cyclone. You could have had a lot of fun with Warmech, but apparently Warmech is a chump.
I don't even think that qualifies as a Warmech. At best, he was a glorified guard.
Poor old Maid Mech. He was just there to clean, and then you had to kill him.
Oh, katanas are for sale. Go get yourself a katana.
Katana. And Vorpal is just... Oh.
Lamp swords are for sale there. You don't even have to go searching for them.
Yeah, you could just bought one.
Perfect sword. Get yourself 4 of them. You're gonna need it.
SVJ is stocking up on Vorpals.
I'm pretty certain just about every enemy, including maybe the imps in the starting area, had more health than that Warmech. That was sad.
So SVJ is on Team Vorpal, and he is filling out his inventory on it.
I mean, bear in mind
I didn't know that. Nobody checked. Nobody checked. Nobody checked the weapons. So.
Okay, so bear in mind that the bosses are scaled from 29 to 350%. They are not clamped, so that Warmech obviously was at the 29% range.
How much HP does he have normally?
I'm sure chat will tell us before I get to it, but I am looking it up.
Because if it's 500, 1,000, so yeah, he rolled at the 50% health. Well, like 50% lower because SVJ one-shot him with 500.
Oh, it's 1,000. The 2,000 I'm looking at must be the Game Boy version. So yeah, 200. He could go as low as 290. And of course, obviously, when he's getting punched for 500 by every single black belt he sees, there's absolutely no way for us to know just how low he scaled, but could be as low as 290.
You did find something cool in a Topher chest. You found the Puramoon.
Yeah, Puramune is the best sword.
Yeah, Puramune. It doubles as both a pure pot and a sword.
I'm gonna have to start calling it that from now on, the Puramune.
The Puramune, yeah.
Oh, Will is gonna give us our check of ordeals. We're gonna finally see what's in here.
I'm proud of you, Cyclone. I like memes. And the Puramune is a good one.
Love that one. That's a great meme.
Yeah, Puramune.
Puramune, it's so good.
Yeah.
So Will is heading into ordeals. Meanwhile, Saint Von Jester, I believe, is making his way into Topher, or is...
Yeah.
That looks like the Topher background, but...
Yeah,
so
yeah, he is in Topher.
Okay. I'm not used to seeing whiz vamps on this floor, so this must just be a rare encounter.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, I'm not used to seeing two zombie Ds and a whiz vamp group.
Whiz vamp's not gonna do much with that cremate, though. They're doing 19 damage, and he's punching back for, 10 to 1300. Yeah.
Outcomes crack, but they're too fast to fall into a hole.
Crabcake's confirming the Zombie D Whiz Vamp pack is a rare one. Because it's surprise proof. And then the single wizard. Oh, sad wizard. So he hits the loot block, and we are...
Will Bloodworth is down to 9 HP. Those zombies gave him the business.
Woo! That hurts. And again, the problem with static XP is that he's getting the same benefit of fighting them as everyone else.
Yeah, he keeps trying to chug that oxy ale, but it's not working.
I mean, it has ale in the name. You want to chug it.
Go on, Will. You can make it through. We'll look back in a little bit.
You can do this, Will. We have faith in you.
Yeah, we do. I want to see if it's actually the Mazamune in there.
And he might actually use it, considering his levels.
Yeah, he probably will. I don't
Yeah, he's only
know.
hitting for 238.
I don't think anyone did find the eye tile crab cakes.
Not yet.
Most people were grinding on the blue dragon tile.
However, if he finds it here and he gets the Mazamune as well, that's the perfect time for him to have it.
Nope. Just Sharknado.
There's still the Zombie D
Oh,
tile.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Cool Blue Reason wrote this in chat, and I feel the need to read it out. So thank you to them. Tired of your BM getting poisoned all the time? Can't figure out how to what to equip on your ninja? For the price of one trip to the vanilla Mazamune chest, you too can get your hands on the Uramune sword. Cure that BM's ills and keep that ninja from being damned all the time. Get yours while supplies last. I'm avoiding Utah. See sword performance. Okay, that last bit was added by me.
Yeah. That's alright, that's character.
It does. It is.
Yeah.
Totally. So good. Thank you.
That
Utah. Like, what is up with that?
That purple
there's
punching
one
bag just took 1,600 and some damage from this, so...
I know there was a lich there. I totally expected to see it, and then I look away.
There's the Mazmoon.
And he does, it looks like, immediately equip it, because he needs that damage output. And the White Beast, this is not a bad fight.
Yeah, it's not a bad fight. You should be able to 2-round this.
Yeah, with the airship and the amount of stuff he thought about the experience wasn't bad. There's better experience out there, but the experience wasn't bad, and it was a title he could take. I still don't think I'd go back for those items, though. They're way too strong.
Yeah. SVJ is approaching Carry 2, and Carry 2 will probably also become a punch bag. That Agama took 1,666 damage from fists. So.
You mean that bloody streak on the floor? Because that's all I see.
Yeah, and there's a little pool of lava over there. Yeah.
Like one fang and a horn, little patch of scale. Yeah.
Yeah. And those worms. Yeah, they're also getting the business. I believe, I think I saw one black belt of SCJ's hit level 43.
Yeah, and it's worth noting, Will Bloodworth was hitting all the enemies for like 250 or so damage. He just took out that Iguana for somewhere in the range of 800. So that Mazamun was a huge attack boost for him.
Okay, Carrie took 729 damage, so she survived a hit. And at 811 also survived, and then 1,105 and dead.
She scaled up over 1,500. That's a fairly beefy carry, but
yeah,
fairly beefy is not very beefy when we're talking black belts.
Yeah.
That was maybe like, what, 200% scaling for where she was at? Yeah, that's not going to be enough.
Yeah, that's not going to be enough for black belts at this level.
No, you really need clamp 350% if the black belts are going to be scared.
Yeah, and SVJ is taking this Gershark Wizsaheg fight that does give pretty good experience. Using Heal 2 helmet to keep everyone well topped off because he doesn't know how easy Topher actually is.
He's been doing that with every fight, so I think it's just his usual thing. Have the Heal 2 gauntlet go off every time, because it's a good gauntlet or helmet to have. And then just make sure you're set to roll.
Yeah, keeps everyone at max health.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeps everyone at max health, which is
smart.
Really good. It's something I like to do as well. If I have somebody standing around who has nothing better to do, then here, use the heal item.
Yeah, I don't tend to do it with the Heal 1, because Heal 1 doesn't do enough, but when you get it scaled up like this because of item magic, it starts to be worth it.
Oh, I used Heal 1 to great effect in one of my practices, where I beat Chaos with 18 health left on my knight just because I was using Heal 1.
Yeah, ouch.
It's like, yeah, I need to heal, so heal 1. Okay, Kraken's dead.
There was a Kraken? Again, I missed it.
Yeah, he kind of just went in there, ripped the squid apart, and made calamari pretty fast.
And he's already healed up, so why not just keep doing it for Tiamat? I can't blame him for this. And Tiamat more than likely will come out with an E. Or none at all.
Or, not even...
Yep.
Or, not even...
Dragon didn't even get a chance to hit.
Yeah.
Which just shows that even double dragons in this particular seed wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah, I really think that the one they have rolled is probably the hardest one they have.
All things considered, yeah.
All things considered. Sure. Yeah.
We didn't actually see the Phantom in its normal spot, so I'm not sure how high the Phantom scaled. Maybe the Phantom could have been scary. That's the only question we have.
Yeah, with the 2 Liches and the Phantoms.
Yeah.
Okay, Chaos is at top left, because I saw his name pop up. So. And the Chaos did about 300 damage on the top black belt, and he's going ahead and he's doing a turn of Vorpal uses.
I mean, Chaos does hit for a lot. It's just the problem of Chaos then has spells and other stuff he does instead. He's
using the Vorpals.
What are you doing?
He's using the Vorpals. He's giving the Vorpal fans what they want. Real talk though, the Vorpal's a pretty good sword. Oh, Cure 4!
There's a Cure 4.
That doesn't matter though.
It's like they're Toreadors with their little flags and they're waving in front of the bull because he does have horns. They're just taunting that chaos before punching to death. Right.
Okay, SVJ is done.
Yup.
He should be joining us soon. Don't know what the official time is because we don't have SRL room open. But that was pretty good with him waving the Vorpals around. The black belts don't know how to use it, so it's like, is this how you use the Vorpal?
FBJ, GG's, you finished an official time of 2:26.56. How do you feel?
I just used the Vorpal a lot and I won.
Yeah. yeah, we saw that. That was brilliant work.
Well, I was looking for La Masa and I was gonna just throw it away, but I couldn't find it, so.
Ordeals.
Oh, Ordeals.
Oh.
Yeah, Will just found it.
Who had time to go there?
Apparently, Will did.
Yeah, I think I overtrained for that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
that was a kitten Topher. Like, I think carry 1 was harder than that Topher.
Well, I lit 3 to carry 1. That was kind of cool.
She actually managed to kill Will Bloodworth's level 24 black belt. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Which is why I'm saying she actually seemed halfway difficult.
Interesting.
Yeah, and yeah, so we kept missing Warmech dying, but I did see you kill Warmech with 500.
Yeah, he was nothing.
Yeah, Cyclone was disappointed because he's sitting here to do the robot voice, and it's like Blink and Warmech is dead, and he was a very sad Cyclone on our hands.
Sorry, Cyclone. Yeah, it was all around. It was a lot of fun. I had a blast.
Seemed like a good time. I mean, as far as seeds you could have gotten off of this one, this was honestly pretty easy.
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Could have been much worse. Ow. There we go. Oh, well, like I said, I just think I overtrained for that just a little bit.
Yeah, weapon fixes are off.
Well, I wasn't sure what was going on, and then honestly, the alternate final boss actually surprised me. I was like, huh. Hang on a second. That's not supposed to do that.
Yeah, so, all those Topher bosses rolled pretty low.
Wow.
Or, well, if they rolled up, it wasn't up enough. Just because of how hard you guys were hitting them.
Yeah, it's the thing of, I think if you went in the mid-20s, that Topher might have been scary, just because, like, I know when he hit, Chaos was hitting for, like, 400 to 500 damage.
Yeah, he hurt, but not enough to,
random spells that didn't matter. And I know there's at least one nuclear that we saw in the pool, so there's a possibility that if you didn't overtrain, that Topher could have been scary, but it certainly seems like there's a break point where that Topher suddenly became stupid easy.
Well, I mean, if I would have been 32, I think I would have been okay. But I decided I'm not sure what's going on, and with the required Warmech, or whatever that was,
pile of Tinker Toys in the shape of a robot chicken.
Yeah,
it was the imps were harder than that Warmech. Okay,
what I said.
Yeah. Yeah, so Tyranix went in at Topher at level 33, and he had no troubles at all.
Yeah, I figured as much with his, Well, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, GG's to you, sir. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
So, and with that, we are down to just Will Bloodworth doing his next search of the volcano. We're going to stick with him for just a little while, and then, I don't know, we're going to see how long this takes, and what we're going to do with him after that.
Yeah, we don't know how long he's going to be. And I don't know how long we're going to be running this for.
Is he doing
but
a single black belt?
yes, he is.
Oh god. Yeah, there was for me it's like it's static XP, so even if you kill off 3 of your black belts, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he took a black belt and 3 blanks.
Oh. His was special.
Because he's special, yeah.
Will, of course, is continuing to take every fight he can get because he desperately needs the levels.
Just overtrain like I did. It'll work.
With one guy, I think he has to, honestly.
That, the blue dragon was pretty easy.
Yeah, everyone seemed to have grinded the blue dragon a little bit.
Well, it had all those lit 3 gauntlets. I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
party pack!
Yeah, I saw the party pack. I'm like, why is he doing that? So it's like, there's the blue dragon not that far away.
It only gave 1,000 experience points, and I wasn't sure if I could punch it down in time.
Yeah.
And yet, it seemed to work out just fine.
Yeah.
Certainly better than those Agamas did.
Ooh. Yeah, I missed those.
Yeah, those Agamas are easily over 800 health. They're just not worth it.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't find them.
So is Will grinding on the mages? Seems like he is.
I don't know what's coming up on speed gaming. We are done with FFR for the night after this. I'm
Soon
sure.
we decided to be done with Will Bloodworth, but not that
Yeah.
we can ever truly be done with him. He's the star of our hearts.
Yeah, when Cyclone comes back on the mic, he'll probably be able to tell us what's going on the other speed gaming channels.
Not really much else tonight, to be honest with you. We'll just enjoy this.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anything going on over on Randomania, the sister network.
I
Yeah,
think there is some Mega Man 2 randomizer going on, I think, on Speed Gaming 3. I'm not sure how long that's on for, but that
It's
was
on,
the...
Yeah. This is more important. Stay with us. So, with that, I'm going to bounce off at this point because I have work tomorrow, Cyclone. You're coming back in for me. Thank you, sir, and enjoy the rest of the show.
And I can sub out for Trenton if he wants to come back in.
Well, I made sure Trenton was aware of that in case he doesn't want to do that. Otherwise, yeah, I am back now. We'll go ahead and we'll stay with this for a little while longer here and see if Will Bloodworth does manage to start one-shotting everything here, which hopefully he is at the point to do very shortly, because with the URE single lonely black belt, you want to be able to one-shot everything.
Yeah. You'll want to get the one-shots in. You will want to get up to level 42 to get the black belt to its full potential.
And also, I just know St. Von Jester sent a raid our way with a few extra viewers, so thank you for that, St. Von Jester.
Thank you, SVJ. I'm sure Will Bloodworth will appreciate that, as well
Also,
as Randomania. Not Randomania, Speed Gaming. Sorry.
For those who are following the co-op tournament, by the way, I believe this is the co-op tournament that Dangu just posted out in the chat. I think this is over on Randomania as well. We're not covering that on Speed Gaming, I believe. But there are some talks about Thunder's recap versus Ordeals tomorrow at 8 p.m. and the Upstarts versus Zodiac Raves at 9 p.m. tomorrow. But that's all over on Randomania. That's not Speed Gaming related. That's just to let you guys know here in the Final Fantasy community where those are going on tomorrow. So make sure to check those out if you are interested in that. Of course, make sure to follow Speed Gaming as well on all the events that we have here as well. I think there's a link to past
Link's Awakening tournament starting tomorrow, actually. That's going to be 7 o'clock tomorrow here on this channel as well. So what we have World Blood, we're doing a mage grind right now, it looks like.
Yeah,
It seems to
dude.
do a lot of mages.
Yeah, those are underrated monsters to grind on. They're generally pretty good normally, but people don't tend to grind on them because of the location of the tile. If the tiles aren't randomized, it's off to the side of an ice cave in the one chest.
Okay, we're just getting the layout update here because we're getting change on that here. But I don't think it's... Yeah, it is shown in the corner, so that will get updated. In the meantime, yeah, the grind continues. Do we know what level Will Bloodworth is at right now? Did anyone catch that?
I did not catch that. He should be leveling up soon, though. Mages are pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was a question on where that eye tile was. Are there any eye tiles that, or any trap tiles we have not seen?
I don't recall seeing the eye tile, but then again, I was gone for about 15 minutes at one point. I was cooking. And
so only is wiping all the mages out in one shot now. Very short order here with the Lit 3 gauntlet.
The eye tile was Phantom.
Oh, it was Phantom. Interesting.
Yeah, Tristan's saying that in the Discord.
Yeah, that was not fun to see.
No, it wouldn't be. It's
I was like, nope.
It'd be like, hey, it's I. Oh, wait, it's Phantom.
Either way, it was no buenos.
No bueno.
No, not gonna waste time on that one. So normally we do Agma facts here. Do we have any mage facts?
Mage fact: vanilla mages do not cast magic.
Hi,
This
Trinton.
is true.
Yeah.
Hi, Trenton.
Hello.
So.
So it looks like he's done with the grind. He's moving on to another location right now. Most likely Carrie to beat him up.
He might be leaving to go save. In fact, I believe that's what he's doing.
That would probably be a good idea, actually. You don't want to chance Carrie taking that instant KO on you and losing all that time and experience you've gained. So it's a slog getting out and having to go back in, but at the same time, you're going to be spending a lot of time rebuilding those levels if you don't do that. And the reason he has to walk out, he can't use any warp or anything like that. There's no magic.
Yeah, no magic. He's walking on lava tiles to avoid encounters.
Even though you can beat him up in one shot, I'm sure.
Yeah, he would beat them up in one shot.
It just costs time. So here's the save. But with that said, given all the levels and experience he's gained, I'm sure he'll just most likely vaporize Carrie at this point.
Okay, so I'm going to be subbing out for Trenton now. Trenton's going to take over for me because I don't have a lot to say with just one person going on. Yeah. So, have fun with the stream. I'll be watching from the sidelines.
And thank you for commentating. And make sure, again, for anyone who is still with us, make sure you follow everyone who was involved today. Not only the runners, but all the people who took turns with the commentary and the tracking and all of that going on today as well. So we're not going to go over all the names, but I know Trenton, of course, you, Super Luigi, Dengmu, and myself. Actually, I will. Henry Canuck and Wout were also involved earlier as well. They have left now. So
They were all involved with commentating. We had several trackers, Lyra. I'm trying to remember who the first tracker was.
Danny.
Oh, Danny, yes. Danny,
Yeah.
Lyra, and... oh, I said Deglu was our tracker. Sorry, Darklu was the other commentator. So make
Yeah.
sure to follow all them as well.
Okay.
We had a lot of
and
great people who helped throughout the tournament, and I
Yes.
wanted to get as many involved tonight as we could, and glad so many turned out.
Yeah, I normally do tracking, but I wanted to do commentary for this.
No problem.
Yeah.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, so with that, I'm going to dip out, have fun commentating, and I'll be watching from the side.
No problem.
Thanks,
you
Luigi.
Thank you for taking part. We have a carry fight right now. Let's see who vaporizes who here. Will pulls out 8 hits, does a decent amount of damage. There's another... Well, that's it.
Yeah, Black Belt has a lot of firepower now that he was lacking in the raw overpowered damage department before. Now he's got that.
Yeah, now he's
We don't
got...
really think of the
Right,
Black
go ahead.
Belt as wielding Masa immune, but realistically, until 32, Masa is extremely viable on the Black Belt.
And he's got some good hitting potential now, so the only question is whether Kraken or Timeout or even Warmech will present any difficulty to him, given he is playing by with one character compared to everyone else who had 4 and basically 1 round at every remaining enemy, except maybe Chaos itself. So it's gonna be interesting how the fights go with Will in those team fights, especially when the temple he's revisited.
Yeah, I would imagine from here he does want to hit 42, but the static grind is just not what these flags are built for. And realistically, the ones who got into the 40s, they weren't really standing in one spot for long periods. They did it for short periods, yes, but by and large, they were moving through the seed.
They were also able to go off of the Agma, which are very, very high experience givers, and that also helped as well. Will also has the problem that with the static XP going on, yeah, he only has 1 character, but that other experience is being handed out to those other 3 slots, whether they get it or not. So Will still has the same slog period, and it's just 4 times harder because he's only got 1 character getting that experience in fighting. So it's like you have 3 dead characters with you the entire time.
Yeah, but make no mistake, he knew exactly what he was getting into. I was sitting there as he did some of his practice runs.
I'd be curious what the top time for a single character run is. That'd be an interesting tournament format.
You mean vanilla or randomizer?
Randomizer, yeah.
Meridian has probably done a task that's in minutes.
Oh, wow.
Well, White Mage, Fear, Short Topher, get Chaos to run away.
I like it.
If he hasn't done that with just 1 White Mage, he'll probably do it soon. It's so quite a difference that flags can make.
It definitely is.
Oh, there you go. Zap instead of fear.
Or get that, that Barak or that Bane in there.
Yeah, anything with a chance to work, a task can manipulate it enough to get it to work. If you didn't see RPG Limit Break, there was a quite impressive 4 White Mage task run. Of the vanilla game, I should specify that.
Yeah, I did not see that. That might be interesting to see, actually. Yeah, I don't watch the vanilla speedruns of this very often, but in fact, very rarely, to be honest with you. But it is nonetheless it's interesting to see an RPG be able to speedrun like that, something that has that RNG element, and still be able to have it speedrun so accurately and so efficiently, just because of knowledge of how certain mechanics work, like how battles show up, how often they're going to show up in certain ways. It's just really interesting that you can manipulate the game in such a way that you get the same encounters all the time. And that's really something that is unique to the RPG element. Being able to actually pull that off like that the same every time is just kind of amazing if you think about it.
it's fascinating how much you can still learn about this game. And I say that as somebody who's been involved with this randomizer pretty consistently for, I think, going on 3 years now. And it's just, they constantly come up with a new mechanic I didn't know about.
So anyway, while we've been talking about mechanics, Will Bloodworth has moved on to the Sea Shrine, so that shark just ran away, by the way, if you're wondering why it disappeared so fast. So he now can scare enemies just by looking at them.
But that's something that definitely happens when you get your levels high enough. We generally don't get high enough levels. We were doing that in the first tournament because you often needed that level 40 black belt to finish, or at least within a reasonable amount of time. But with a lot of our lower stat flags that we've run since that tournament, you don't see a lot of them running away. But anytime you're above the 30s, it's very possible to see that happen.
I still remember the first time when I was playing the vanilla game, and I was still a youngster back then. I remember the first time playing the actual cart 1990 vanilla game. I have an NES. Yes, I'm old enough to have that when it was still new.
Yes, so is all of chat.
Yes, so are many of us, I'm sure. But I remember playing that and getting for the first time and a character running away, and I think I giggled about it because I'm like, I never knew I could scare enemies. I never knew that. It was new. It was new to me. I liked it.
Yeah, well, by the end game, when you're could have imps run away from you, you're landing next to Temple of Fiends Revisited with the airship anyway, so you don't get to see that.
No, and it wasn't there. It was something else. But yeah, that's it was just neat to see that for the first time. So you just wander around like, yep, you're not going to help me. Go away.
But it can be fun to see, for example, Kraken run away.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be fun. Run away or I'm going to break you. Okay.
I clipped that in somebody's stream probably about a year ago. And I named the clip Brave Sir Kraken Ran Away.
I'm going to Google that.
I mean, I could probably find it if you really wanted to. It's just a Monty Python reference.
I'll do it later, but we'll stay with this for right now. But, okay, we are now going down to the second floor. Will is now going to the left side. So I believe he did go upstairs and check upstairs. So he is taking out Grey Shark in one shot, as he is wont to do at this level. I don't think he's going to want to waste time with the ghosts. Yep, he got away. So anything that's one character, or maybe two at most, he may take the fight. Anything more than that, if it's runnable, he's going to try and get away from it.
Yeah, especially the angry sharks, the great white sharks, if you will. Mm-hmm. It makes a lot of sense to just punch them out and get that experience. Exactly. And this is the biggest thing I was saying, that the seed really will reward you more for this exploration and getting the experience in these high-level dungeons. You know, you could come in here having forced it to 40, but then you're just going to waste all that experience that you're going to get here anyways. So why not get the experience and the levels at the same time?
Yeah, that's one of those things that anytime I'm playing a new RPG and I don't know anything about it, it's always a question of how much do I have to grind in order to do this area safely. I know I'm going to get experience in this next area, but will I be able to get through here if I have anything under level 10? Will these guys die in 2 shots and I am basically screwed? Or am I going to be able to revive them as I go? Like, it's a balancing act when you're playing a new RPG for the first time, and obviously we've all seen this game enough now to know a lot about how this game works and how low level you can be to do certain things. But when you're playing a new game, it's always like that. You have to figure out that balancing act, and it takes a while to figure out that correct balancing act to be able to pull off something quick like this.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing randomizer races have done for me is it's made me a lot more brave. I'll go out there and I'll try stuff that I normally wouldn't do. Yeah, Chad is discussing the difference that the static EXP made. Yeah, obviously everybody else was able to get higher levels than this, but with only one black belt, he didn't have the same survivability that they did.
Yeah,
That's what really makes a big difference.
it does, and that's why he left the volcano just in case Carrie had something nasty. He didn't. I think he did fight Carrie before, and he did get KO'd. So he wanted to make sure, just in case Carrie tried to pull anything nasty on him, he didn't want to lose all that experience. That's why he did leave and return. Yes, it cost a couple more minutes. When in the end you won the fight very handily, but what if?
Welcome to the chat, Anon. Yes, this is Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer. This is our bonus stream to wrap up the spring tournament. And we have one runner remaining, Will Bloodworth, who's doing his trademark solo character run. Hey, he finds more Frostwolves.
I think they look familiar to him. He knows how to handle those. Oh,
And a
look at
bunch of
that.
lobsters. This, the Lit 3 Gauntlet should do quite nicely here. So, of course, he punches. Oh, he ran.
He ran, yeah, he didn't do it. He didn't take it. I thought he would use the
You have a Lit
myself.
3 Gauntlet. You're in Sea Shrine. Blow
Yeah,
stuff up.
I would have used that, yeah. Like, that's free experience. Maybe he was concerned that it wouldn't do enough damage and it would lead them taking some extra damage from whoever remains, so maybe he didn't want a chance at that, but he took damage from 4 of them before he got his turn anyway, so.
Great question. Will there be a VOD after this? Absolutely. And if you're not already following Speed Gaming on YouTube, I strongly recommend that.
You can actually also find VODs for all the events on any of our Speed Gaming channels. We have VODs that, because we are all partnered channels here, all the Speed Gaming channels are partnered, at least 1 through I believe 6 might be partnered out too. And I don't know about the language channels myself, but I should research that and find out. But all the main channels do have that 2-month window that all the VODs will stay online. And we do have a team that highlights all of the videos to also send them over to YouTube. So they're going to be available both here on Twitch and on our YouTube channel, where you can get a playlist of all of the races in the tournament as well. So if you go to our YouTube channel, you can find a playlist for this tournament right now. And you can actually watch all the races from this tournament. This will cap that playlist when it gets over there. But you can actually watch this entire tournament from the beginning right over there.
And this is a good opportunity to thank Falconic, who stepped into that mid-tournament and has been the one exporting so many of our VODs. So, thank you, Falconic.
Yes, thank you so much for your help with that.
It took a lot of effort to get this tournament rolling. A lot of people and a lot of effort.
Indeed. But that's the, like, I haven't run a tournament myself. I understand exactly what that takes. I know when you first start a tournament, the first thought is, okay, how do we need to have people interested in running it. Of course, there's always going to be those people that are going to play regardless of what the tournament is, but you want to do a format that other people are going to want to play as well. And they're going to want to get in on and see how they can do, see how far they can go. Even if they know they're not going to win, they see how far they can go. And just see how they compare to everyone else. And that's part of what a tournament is. You may not think you have a chance, but anyone can win on any day in a randomizer. It doesn't matter how good you are at the game. All it takes is the right move at the right time, and you can win against a top player like Crabcakes or like Tyrannix, who were our top 2 on today's race, actually. And Crabcakes is our tournament champion. So you can win against them any day if you make the right move, and they don't.
Well, with orb number 3, 1 more to go. And if he's exploring treasure chests at all, which could only be from pro ring realistically at this point, he should be getting to 40, I think, before he goes into Temple of Fiends.
Crabcakes commenting in chat that since Ty beat her, she thinks he takes the tournament title.
The bonus champion.
The champion of the bonus stream. Well, we can confer a separate title, I believe. So, Will Budworth getting a bunch of Whiz Mummies, and this is a good time for him to pull out the Lightning 3, in his opinion. So he does that. He can run from the fight if he wants to, but I guess he's gonna use these for some experience, because they're not really doing a lot to hurt him. Well, they're making a couple shots, but he can heal up later.
Question in chat: did something happen to Will Bloodworth to put him behind? Will Bloodworth chose to run only one party member. That is the end of what happened to him.
And to explain a little further about that question, there's a static XP flag flicked on, so it's not like Will Bloodworth had the chance to get 4 times the experience on one character, in which case he might have been done by now for all we know, because he would have had that experience a lot quicker. That static XP means that the same XP was going to everyone who was dead. So there was there's no strategy for someone to kill off one of the black belts and run a 3-man party. There was no or 2-man party. There was no advantage to Will for only having the 1-man party. The experience was the same whether you were dead or whether there was not even anything there. In his case, it's like having 3 dead characters.
I feel like this point needs to be specified, because even though we've said that a few times, we haven't really discussed this point. That decision was made before Will Bloodworth began the bonus stream.
Yeah, wasn't trying to say.
No.
Yeah.
I feel this needs to be a complete explanation. So we didn't single out Will Bloodworth's strategy and make that call. That was done on the basis that this was going to be 4 black belts, and how do we incentivize people to actually play with 4 black belts instead of just 1? Otherwise, what we would have seen is everybody drop to 1 black belt, get that black belt to 42, try and cruise through the rest of the game.
Exactly. That's what I was alluding to with the why they're not doing 3-man parties or 2-man parties. Exactly what you just said. That's what I was alluding to with that. So while there's no advantage for Will, there's no incentive for anyone to kill off black belt, like you were saying either.
Yeah, but CC is still with us in the chat. Maybe could verify that if that flag had been off, the play would have been virtually automatic to level up 1 black belt as fast as possible. And with that Lit 3 gauntlet, that could have been pretty possible pretty quick.
In those cases, they could have used 2 or 3 to actually get to a point where they would be comfortable going down to that 1 to level them up quickly, and then just run the extra couple to be punching bags for whoever they needed to fight. So that would have been a strategy in that case, but the static XP changes that completely up. Everyone's going up at the same time, regardless of whether they're alive or dead.
In our testing, and we did several seeds under these flags, I really did like the pace of the EXP for 4 black belts in particular. It really felt like to me it was slow.
I think your last word that got cut off felt to you.
As you go along, the experience just comes in kind of natural paced. But you have to be survivable enough to do that is also a key factor.
There's our eye, by the way.
Yeah, that's random encounter. It's fairly common on these 2 floors.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's a random one, yeah.
So, this is a pretty good place to explore. There's a lot of very rewarding experience available on this floor.
And because the eye shows up here, it's a great place to explore just for that alone, because we don't know where the eye tile was. So this would be a good grinding place if you did want to fight them. You just have to deal with the OK men along the way.
Got a Quake Stick.
Nice. I think we did see someone else. Crabcakes might have picked that up. She picked up all the items in here as well.
Yeah, the thing about that random magic is you are always questioning what's out there, what could be out there. If you found a Cure 4 or a Fast or a Temper, any one of those would have been extremely significant to find.
The OK men are getting a few hits in. He's going to take the time to heal up. And that is done. One step, another encounter, but gets away from it. Gonna check out these chests. Some gold. An eye. A dead eye. and not really anything worthwhile here except that Aegis shield. You know, it's a great shield.
Yeah, your knights will just be decked out in this seat.
Yeah. Too bad he didn't want to come today.
These Gurnagas are usually one of the enemies that's on the easier side and very good experience. They're not quite worth an eye worth of experience, but that formation of the Naga in the eye is worth. Naga and the air is worth more than an eye is.
Very interesting.
There is actually a bonus per enemy that's in the encounter. Oh, that's the blue dragon trapped out. How's he fighting water?
Yeah, the blue dragon was hiding in another location today. I think that was the wizard's trap tile.
Yeah, blue dragon was in Marsh Cave.
He seems to be making his way out right now to save.
He's hit some levels. He knows that Warmech is ahead. And make no mistake, the scaling on this Warmech is crazy. This Warmech could roll near impossible. That's why I was checking to make sure that this was a completables. And other than that, they got ran.
But the thing that he doesn't know is that this Warmech will, instead of vaporizing him, he will vaporize it pretty much instantly. He is being very, very cautious, though, and he's going to get some supplies, I believe.
Now, I think what's noteworthy to consider is, obviously he knows everybody else beat that Warmech, but everybody else probably went in there with 4 level 32 Warmechs. So if Warmech's one-shotting a 32
You mean black belts?
black belt, which is entirely possible, well, trouble is you can't live through 2 of those.
He did use a lot of those heal potions as he was traveling, so this is why he's being cautious. I don't know why he didn't just use the heal helmet whenever he had the opportunity. Maybe he just couldn't get enough recovery from it, and that's why he's using the potions instead.
Good question. How can you kill it? Well, when I say the scaling is crazy, what I mean is the maximum potential scaling. So the normal treatment of the randomizer is we take certain stats from these enemies and give it a range. So for example, 50% to 200% is a range. The hit points might be in half of what they are in vanilla, or they might be 200% of what they are in vanilla. And they can roll anywhere in between there. That's how our randomization works. And it works independently for stats. So you might have a really low HP enemy that has incredibly high strength, so it's your proverbial glass cannon that's hitting you really hard. Other times you've got one that's just a total tank. It's got so much hit points. Like in this case, I think the maximum HP of this chaos would be 8,000. That's a lot of work, and if that chaos has Cure 4 and 8,000 HP, that's gonna take a while.
Yeah, remember it is a vanilla chaos is 2,000 HP, so that tells you something. And I think the fiends are in vanilla are like 1,000, 12, 14, 16. I have to get my chart to confirm that. I'm not gonna get that right now.
Not that high in the NES version. Yeah, they were significantly higher in the remakes when they changed everything around.
Oh, they were higher. Okay, that's a good. Okay.
In the remakes.
In the remakes,
But
yeah, I have the original chart.
Yeah. In this NES version, those would be correct, and the highest anybody else had was 1,000.
Yeah. And the vanilla timeout was 1,000. I remember in the in that as well. The first time. That's why sometimes you see some of these fiends are paper because they're weaker than they should be.
Yeah, and that's to say nothing of what their offense is. Sometimes that one-shot Lich 1, well, he might have been sitting there with 2 nukes, tornado, swirl. He could have done all kinds of nasty things if he got the chance. He just didn't get a chance.
Unless he gets the first turn, you rarely see that. Oh, I see we have a series of speed bumps here.
Vampires are another great example of an enemy that the randomization really makes a difference in how they turn out. You can just have a really high damage enemy in a pack that does all sorts of stuff to just wreck your day.
Yeah, that one enemy by itself, it is not going to be very threatening when you got a party of 4, but if you get a party of, let's say, 6 of them, and they have something like Death Touch or Stone Touch or something, and they ambush you, good luck. That's an example that is best referenced by that green Medusa highlight that actually started off our stream tonight when Will and Tristo had their race in the Swiss round when the green Medusas laid into Tristo over and over repeatedly. It just shows that you can have one enemy that by itself might not be threatening. It might kill someone, but you can revive them. Put 7 of them in a pack, you're good luck.
There is a lot that the randomizer can do. And those touch attacks especially can be nasty, as they're not defended against in the normal ways.
And ribbons do nothing to those.
There he goes. Now he's one-shotting those. That is quite nice. I was trying to mention this earlier, and I'm not sure I ever got the point across. There is a base level of experience you're getting per enemy, and that actually rewards fighting packs of enemies instead of individual targets. So yes, this Gurnaga is still going to be okay, but not nearly what this fight will be.
Yeah, because you had the extra area that you had to fight as well.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit more experience, the 1962 on that one.
But it also comes down to what can you kill efficiently. So it's not necessarily how much experience the encounter's worth, but can I get this done quickly? Or is this going to be a really slow movement forward? The Manticores going down to Lit 3 help a lot.
Yeah, I actually forgot to hold my button down. I was going to say, it looked like at first that might have been one of those encounters that wouldn't have been good, but it turns out that the second shot Lit 3 did a good job there. So, and yeah, 1200 on the eyes. There's your case of showing what you said earlier. The Grey Naga Air is more than an eye.
Yeah, and 1200 for that versus 2000 for the Manticores goes to show you that the seed is rewarding you for fighting packs instead of individuals.
Mm-hmm.
At least if you can kill them efficiently. That is a big caveat.
A big if. And we got one more set of chests to check. Well, maybe 2 or 3 on this floor, but one more set by this floor. Rune Sword, which not going to help much. Steel Armor, not going to be interested.
This is a case of the experience in Sky is good enough to justify walking around here to get experience. And if you're just walking around to get experience, you might as well walk to treasure chests and see if you find something good. It's just really a way to get the most efficiency out of what you're going to do anyways. Because, make no mistake, he's planning to be 42 for Warmech.
Crabcake's making a point of noting the experience of the Seafood Party Pack that add up in Marsh Cave today, about 2200 experience per warrior on that one. So that was apparently one of the high XP locations to work on today if you wanted to get the experience.
Obviously,
this
with
is
Will's
beautiful.
party, it wouldn't have worked as well at the time that he was there.
These 4 red hydras are fantastic, though.
Mhm. They're there on the Bridge of Destiny to pump you up.
They're generally speaking one of the easier enemies, and worth very decent experience. Getting a free lamp.
Yeah, that
No
was
reason to turn that down.
Yeah, Crabcakes found that doing the exploration earlier, and I think Dark Moon and Super Luigi were trying to figure what she was doing there, and thought that she was specifically looking for that. She did talk about that further in chat. She was just looking for anything that was that would help in terms of the overall strategy.
Team lamp. That's all.
We are on our way to our last, well, possibly last, I'd want to say possibly last trek along the Bridge of Destiny. We're going to use that lamp to light up a Warmech.
Yeah, 2,000 for the guard sentry. Again, you're just seeing how rewarding this Sky Castle can be for experience, and this is just as you're walking along. But he can one punch these airs. I believe I would do that because, again, he wants.
He's doing
He
that.
wants
1200.
42. I think he would take 40 for Warmech.
I think he did 1,200 damage from one of those airs. That thing took a lot of damage. That's my. Yeah, he's gonna use the lightning.
The Catman are not really something you want to mess with. They're just an annoyance.
I don't know if I would have taken this fight myself. He must still just want a little more experience.
They're apparently very low HP though, so that makes it a little more viable.
Still 1,600 experience. Still not too bad.
Well, you're talking about 2 rounds to get that. So
Yeah, 2 rounds.
that's a little bit more than he was getting from the Gurnagas with the airs, and in the same
a
amount
little
of
less
time.
actually. A little less.
Now
actually,
this
I
is
think.
should be more than that. This is the Nachos, which is a great encounter, and he can just punch them out in 2 rounds.
1171 damage and
And 2,400 there. That's the best rate of experience he's seen.
That's the best one we've seen in this area, indeed. Now, you don't have to get your Warmech prayers out, because you are going to see a Warmech. That is guaranteed.
You don't have anything else to say about the Warmech? Really?
It's paper today. That's really all we can say about it.
Okay.
I will get in a line if that's what you're talking about, but other than that, no. So Ice 2 is the Ice 2 sword was being used there. The Cremate is coming out, Flash is being used, nothing is working on, which is what you expect at his level. He is taking this very slow slime fight though, and I'm actually. Are these not runnable or? They are
No,
runnable.
it's just a really, really good source of experience. He's going to get a ton for this, and they aren't doing anything to him.
Yeah,
So
they're not
it's a
hurting.
low risk, high reward situation.
Let's see what it is. It is 2,100 experience, and Naochos are a bit faster, so yeah,
And that got him to level 40 is the other thing.
that helped. Now,
It
while he-
honestly was probably the more important factor.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. And he's still going to take this fight. He must still want to get that extra 1 or 2 levels. I think 42 is the ideal level, if I remember correctly, for a single black belt.
Well, 42 gives you the most punches. You'll still gain strength and still see benefits from leveling up beyond that. But as far as the biggest jumps of offensive output, 42 is going to do that.
Of course, 804 HP he has. Speaking of HP, we have a Warmech, and I'm Hans, and I'm Franz. I'm going to pump you up.
Well, looks like he's had some trouble with the evade on that Warmech, but he got through there. Third time's the charm.
And there's the meme again.
And now he's 41. That Warmech is worth a lot of experience. So a good question in chat about this absorb, and I talked about this at the start, but hey, why not review it, because it's been 3 hours.
Sure.
The vanilla game had this bug in it where it wouldn't calculate the black belt's armor the way it should unless you had a weapon equipped. So to get credit for the armor that you were wearing, you have to go into the armor menu screen to be able to get it to register. So it doesn't work from any other screen, and you don't have to do it, say, if you equip the Masamune. So when I did a test under these flags, I would stick a armored up black belt in the first spot, holding the Masamune, regardless of his level. He could be level 32 and I still kept the Masamune on him, so that I wouldn't need to go back into the armor menu every time I leveled up. I only had to do it before a boss fight. Just for example. And that was very much a thing for quite some time in this randomizer. I don't know the exact date they fixed that bug, but you know, sometimes you just don't appreciate a flag unless you play with it off some of the time.
Look
and,
at that!
Find out what it's like.
1400 damage, one shot, the time at. We didn't even get to announce Time At's arrival, and he was dead.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's a level 40 black belt for you.
What are the chances of encountering Warmech in vanilla?
It's 1 in 64.
Well, technically, you can force Warmech in vanilla. Is my hesitation in answering that. Because it's not RNG, it's based on an encounter table. Now, we shuffle that encounter table randomizer, but you can absolutely plan out your route to include Warmech, because you know what formation he's in and how many steps you have to take to get there.
I'm being corrected 3 in 64, by the way, in a random encounter table.
Yeah, it's actually higher in the English version of the game versus the Japanese version of the game. Apparently they did that as part of a contest with Nintendo Power, so they wanted to make sure people found Warmech.
Interesting.
Turned up the encounter rate on him.
That I did not know. That's very interesting.
Well, like I said, 3 years of playing this and you still pick up things.
Exactly. Nintendo Power did do a lot of really interesting things with some of their games as well. Like, I think they actually had Mega Man 6, for example. A couple robots were designed by fans. Like, they do fun things like that in Nintendo Power. Shame that they are no longer an active magazine. They were actually a magazine I used to enjoy reading when I was younger.
That was some walk through this Temple of Fiends Revisited.
It was.
And then Bloodworth gets here to Green Dragons. I like to refer to these Green Dragons as the encounter that broke the experience scale. Now, you saw there he got over 42,000 experience, which is phenomenal. But one of the things, if you really, really knew the vanilla game, is you would know that that encounter would have been worth much more than that vanilla, because the way we account for the bonus experience rate is by lowering the amount of experience required to level up. What is Bloodworth doing here? Taking a stretch, I guess? He ran from them.
Yeah, he was thinking a little bit.
It was an interesting call because they were clearly punching him for a good amount of damage, and I guess he decided he couldn't risk that. At the same time, it's really risky to try and run from a high damage encounter, because if you fail, they just get to punch you and you've done nothing. So many times with those high-risk encounters, your best bet is to try and kill them before they kill you. Zombie dragons are unrunnable, has the nice benefit of they will not ambush you.
And less ambushes is always a good thing.
Gets another really nice walk through that floor.
Yeah, this is a really good encounter run for him. So he does get the Rock Gall, Mud Gall. No horrible green Medusas today.
He's already got 42, so he's not going to see another big spike in his damage output, but you're still gaining magic defense per level. I don't think it maxes out with the black belt. I may be wrong on that, but you know, you get little stat bonuses along the way, so anything that makes you a little stronger is going to be a welcome thing. He's doing this without, say, the defense sword to give him ruse. If that had been guaranteed in the game, he'd have checked every single chest looking for it.
So he is healing up a little bit here for the big purple punching bag. 1,713 damage.
It's just a little bit of damage. And there is the question of, is he going to have enough heal potions? I think he'll be okay on that front. But we will see.
So we're going to come up on the other punching bag momentarily. He looks like he wants to do something down here. He's doing some exploration of a dead end.
Yeah, he might be wanting to go down to those volcano floor chests. And
Maybe.
It's not something you normally route in.
I found out red giants have snorting from the nightmares. And I don't think I ever knew there were chests on this floor. Speaking of learning things.
There's actually 4.
I did not know that. I don't even know what they have in the vanilla games. I've never seen them.
I think there's a Pro Cape in one. I don't even know if there's anything notable in the others.
Oh, we'll see if there's anything notable in them today. Actually, maybe I have
CC
seen
already
it
checked
once.
them, actually.
Oh, okay. Maybe I've seen it once on a race. I've just never actually knew about it when I was playing vanilla.
Oh, good point from CC. Will could actually get the actual full clear because CC skipped the 2 dungeons. So it was a full Topher clear, but not a full game clear.
He currently wants the full 100% here. Like, you know, that's the rule. 100% one man.
Up to 44. I don't think he checked his armor that time. He's been pretty good about that.
I don't think he's worried right now about it.
Not on this floor particularly, but before you get to carry, you'll certainly want to worry about it.
Yeah.
And if something hits you for an abnormally high amount of damage, it will encourage you.
But given how high his HP is, I doubt anyone's going to give him 800 damage.
Don't take this carry lightly just because we punched past it a lot. And well, that time.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a little bit of damage, but he just tapped him on the shoulder again, and that's that. I mean, you know you're strong when you tap someone on the shoulder and he dies.
Yeah, now, mind you, we killed that carry so fast that you didn't see anything come out, but I think that carry actually had nuclear. Like, first ability, it just didn't come out.
Oh, another runner might have had that?
Well, I played this seed.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, you did play it.
And as I said all night, this was not planned. So this was a randomly generated seed. And I did not use my powers for good or evil. I just made sure that the seed could be completed. This is what had happened to roll. Which, understand, there's a lot of pressure in a seed that is quote-unquote easy. Because you know you don't have a lot of wiggle room in that. You know that you have to do everything right or somebody else is going to, and they're going to beat you.
Exactly. Now, you knowing the Kraken fight coming up, did Kraken have anything interesting on it?
You know, it's 42. He's just doing so much damage.
Yeah, we're probably not going to see that.
When I was testing this, I tested it at lower levels, not higher. Higher level doesn't tell you anything. I did this at level 32 to see how that went. And at 32, this was absolutely a Topher that could still challenge you. It's just, once you have somebody 42, the damage output is so high.
This might be a 2-cycle Kraken. This is the 2-cycle Kraken.
Yeah, so if there had been some bad damage rolls on his part, that was still a very scary Kraken. Now he's got to go through Tiamat.
Now this can still be worrisome.
Yeah, the crits from these airs are very serious. And this might be a case where he regrets going for the full clear. I think he's gonna commit to the bit and go for it anyways. But it costs you at being max HP for Chaos.
The question is it worth it for the what we dubbed the Pyramoon earlier? I accidentally started me with that apparently, but if his goal is 100% clear, then yes, that's worth it for him. It's just, will he still have enough supplies to get through to the Chaos fight? We have to assume that he will. I'm sure he's planned it out, so I'm sure he does. That's the balance.
This is one of the worst encounters he could see, though.
It is, yeah.
It's a great example of the concept I was talking about, of sometimes there's a lot of risk in trying to run away.
I thought his game froze for a while, but it looks like the stream just stalled, so he is fine. There's the
and
Pyramoon.
God is pure. Yeah, this is I don't know if that was. I don't think that was intentional.
I have to assume that was a mistake. Was a mistake.
There is the point that he wasn't out of heals. He was low on heals. But why not scout the Tiamat fight first? Is my problem with that.
Yeah, I would have checked that. Now I doubt he's going to go and get those chests again unless he really wants that full clear. But he did want to see what was in those chests, and he did find out what was in those chests, and it'll be interesting to see if he picks them up again. I doubt he will, though. Falcon saying that was a reset on purpose.
I can see it both ways. I just don't know why he wouldn't scout the Kraken fight first. And he still had something like 14 heal potions left.
I would have, in his case, finding out what Tiamat does would have been okay. And then if he did get past Tiamat, he could have at least tried the Chaos fight and seen if maybe he would have made it.
It will, and again, that's where you have the 42 black belt with insane damage output, and maybe you could pull something off anyways.
Yeah, the black belt, I think it's safe to say more than any other character, the black belt is the one that could do it solo, no problem, just with his fists, and a Masamune in his case.
But realistically, there would still be a concern if Nuke comes out.
Yes.
Whether or not he could survive that.
Oh, I was gonna say he seems to not be moving. Now he's going down. Now he's going down to the first floor. So now he's on the way to the earth floor.
He found a hero run through here the first time. Then
Almost that
he
time.
did some different encounter cycles before he re-entered here. And I think he was looking to move that hero walk to some different locations.
He got it here, and there is another 1,300 plus.
So now that he's not hunting down all of these chests, he should make much better time through here.
Indeed, I agree. He is taking the Agma fight. He is taking them out one by one here. So good experience off the Agma. That's a good reason too. 3,300 right there.
Yeah, that was virtually a free level. It really just didn't cost him a lot to get it.
Nope.
And this floor, very good experience. I mean, it's a lot of enemies that aren't that high level, and they're in packs. So, like, if you had Nuke, it's a great place for a lot of experience. It's just at that point, you're pretty well done.
He's going to come out and encounter a trio of gray worms. He may or may not have another encounter on the way to the carry trap tile, as is referred to. So the carry fight got through it very easily the first time. 2 cycles, I believe. I expect pretty much the same here, but carry might get a lick in.
Yeah, we will see if Carrie decides to make her presence felt any more this time than the prior occurrences.
Looks like Only is going to take this fight.
Yeah, we didn't have a timer on Will Blood War's side, but we are 3.5 hours in, so...
Yeah, we are around that mark.
Yeah, for a solo black belt, it's not unreasonable. They're coming out for 150 damage. Just very punch happy to see, but survived 2 rounds.
And didn't survive that one.
Now, just don't accidentally fight this tile again. Because that is a thing we've seen happen.
Yeah, don't go down and go up again.
Yeah, go up and then down again.
Preferably, because you're on a new floor.
Hugging those walls, keeping away from the random encounters. No time for waters. We don't need to stay hydrated around here.
We don't?
We need to punch octopi.
But what is Say Hydrated Bot going to do?
Probably
Well-
be banned.
Well, there was your one-shot Kraken, I believe. I think that
Yeah,
was
that was 2
one-shot
rounds.
Kraken. Oh, it was 2? Okay, I didn't. Must have. I blinked, obviously.
You can go by that fast. Speed hacks, yo.
Well, that was a one-shot team at.
Yeah, that was a one-shot.
Didn't blink that time.
I
Blinking this
was kind of surprised he ran from the vampires after what they did to him last time. But... Fortunately, he did get away. And from what we've seen of this chaos, I don't think he's having trouble getting through.
No, I think he's just going to be just fine.
Wisely healing up, I've often said you cannot take for granted you're going to get off this floor without another encounter. As I recall, the first seed I played, I got to that last step before the staircase, and there were the iron golems, so I actually thought it was a trap fight. I was kind of sad to learn it wasn't. And then I kind of thought it was awesome that I got that RNG by first time.
So here we are on Chaos and Friends. And like everyone else, finds the true chaos is in the center in his case. It's only fair.
Cure 4 on that chaos. How
Cure
about that?
4. Yep, so that's gonna put that back in the cycle now. Should be easy to vaporize from here.
And
Yep,
there it is,
recycle.
GG.
So if I can check my SRL, that is an official SRL time of 3 hours, 37 minutes, and 20 seconds. Get your GGs in chat. 3:37:20. And we'll see if he wants to join us here. Do we
still have something to say?
Yep, he hasn't marked as finished, so that means he is invited, so he should be here. There he is. We'll bring him in.
Yeah.
GG.
So, Will Bloodworth, early night for you.
Yeah,
Respite.
3.5 isn't too bad for one of these. Not bad at all.
It took you a bit to get started with this one. You got good early levels from Pop, but then around about the 20s, it kind of stalled for a while.
Yeah, I was trying to get high enough levels to survive to get up to 12 key items, and my original intention was just to find something I could grind to 50 on or grind to 42 on, and I didn't find anything really super duper easy to do that with, but because of the way the XP bonus worked, and taking out packs, that's why I went after Frost Wolves and then Mages, and then after that it was pretty much level as I go with without incident.
Now, I think you did take a death to carry at one point in the first trip through the volcano. Am I remembering that correctly?
Sure did. I think it was like level 25 or so. It was a bit of a gamble, but I hadn't done a grind, like a meaningful grind. I like had a few fights with mages, but I was like, let's see what I can do. And if not, none of the chests were worth a damn. So, bust right through it again.
Well, you're walking out to save all those levels before taking the carry fight in the at level 40 as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. When I hit 32, I walked that out because I'm not gonna wipe after investing 10-15 minutes into a grind. No.
Yeah,
it's worth the walk. But this was a lot easier of a seed than I expected it to be. Like Topher was pretty simple, which is good because I had nothing to buff defense with. That was my main worry coming into this race, not being able to survive things. But
Well, I promised from the start this wasn't planned out. The only thing I did was make sure it was completable. So
you said it was completable by a 4 black belt party. You said I tested nothing for a solo, and that worried me. So,
and that was a true statement.
Oh, I know.
And hey, those Wiz Vamps, they were trouble for you.
They weren't very nice at the end, but I mean, I did something that you're not supposed to do, especially when you're running a solo, and that's trying to get every chest in the game. I think I did. I don't think I left any chests unchecked in the entire game. Like I've of course reset it, wiped, and not kept everything I got, but I did check every single chest as far as I'm aware. I don't think there's one I missed. And chat can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I did.
It looked pretty good. CC gave you props for it. She full cleared Topher before you got there, but she had skipped ordeals and C.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, you mean Waterfall? Because I can see skipping that.
I don't even remember what the robot had. I don't think I saw it.
Opal
bracelet.
Opal bracelet.
Oh, the opal bracelet was the robot. Okay.
That was a good one to have. Very good to have. But not essential, especially if you have 4 black belts swinging away. They're 3 are cannon fodder and 1's dealing damage. Worst case scenario, you go to chaos with 1, and I just showed that that's not a problem.
Yeah, see, now if I had been doing Plando, that would have come in much earlier, and it would have been something to help in the early game and move the key items back, etc.
Right. Yeah, and that would have been hellish, I think, if you'd planned something out.
But in any event, chat, we certainly hope you've had some fun this evening. Any final thoughts on this one, Will?
Looking forward to the next one. I don't know if it's going to be Fighter, Black Mage, or Red Mage, but those are the 3 classes remaining that haven't been in a bonus stream yet. So looking forward to running a solo one of whichever of those you pick and whatever flag set we end up with. Keep this tradition going all the way through 6 straight tournaments and keep watching them, keep enjoying them. And I appreciate everybody for putting this on. Falconic making mention of a co-op bonus stream, which I'm sure will be pretty kicking. But yeah, this has been awesome. It's always an honor to be the last person to finish a race in a tournament, and I thank everybody for giving me the opportunity to do that, and for watching me grind through all of them. So thank you very much.
And thank you for showing that this can be done. That's obviously a very challenging task to go through a game with just one character like that, and needless to say, doing it with all 6 classes as the tournaments go on, where I know the other tournaments coming up, you're planning to do that as well. It'll be interesting to see it done with all the classes. So thank you for showing that off as well.
Absolutely. I'm really dreading the Black Mage is going to be the toughest one left. Like, Red Mage should be no problem. Fighter should absolutely be no problem. But yeah,
so
Black Mage is tough.
So there you have it, everyone. Vote for Black Mage next year.
Team hats.
We're gonna have to get to all of them eventually. So whatever order we take them on, that's what we do.
Oh, well, Cyclone, thank you very much for pulling double duty on this tonight. We went to a 4th shift, and really big thanks to everyone who chipped in this evening.
And thank you as well. You also did a double shift, so thank you for sticking around as well. It turned out to be a long one, but it turned out to be a neat race to watch. It's not every day you get to see 4 black belts scurrying around the world trying to save the world because the knight's too busy eating steak or something. So you're welcome.
Sitting high and mighty on his Aegis shield, eating steak. Yeah.
No, we found the Aegis shield. He didn't have it. If he actually ventured out, he would have gotten it. But
yeah.
Anyway, for those of you watching, just to note, this will conclude again our Final Fantasy Randomizer 2019 Spring Tournament. So that is going to conclude the whole thing now. We do have obviously more tournaments going on. The co-op tournament happening on Randomania, and I'm seeing hints from Falcon. There'll be a bonus stream for that too, apparently. So keep your eyes peeled on Randomania for that tournament. There will be more tournaments happening here as well. Keep your eyes peeled on the Speed Gaming schedule for when that happens. Those of you watching events here on Speed Gaming, just to cover a couple things going on here, there's still the Kirby Nightmare and Dreamland tournament. There's Meg Man 2 Randomizer. Showcase Races, they're prepping for a new tournament. That's another randomizer. Star Wars Episode 1 has a tournament. That's a racing game. Really neat to watch, see some of those happening. And tomorrow night debuts the Link's Awakening Warpless tournament, so that's something to keep an eye on as well, the first race in that tournament. So that's not a randomizer, but it is still a really good game, and obviously getting remade on the Switch. So keep an eye out for that tournament, starting tomorrow at 7 p.m. as well. Other than that, that's a little bit. You can get more at speedgaming.org/schedule. And, you know, I like to wrap up, but since this is Trenton's tournament, all I'm going to do at this point is say goodnight. I'm going to leave you, Trenton, to wrap it up. So have a good night, everyone, and see you for the next one.
All right, thank you again, Cyclone. So many people helped make all this happen, and a big thank you for Speed Gaming, who has been such a great platform to bring this tournament on. Encourage everybody to be following the Speed Gaming family of networks, including you're not going to want to miss the upcoming Speed Gaming Live tournament in October. Strongly recommend checking that out. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on related to that should be very enjoyable. Speaking of enjoyable, we tried to give you a race tonight that was going to be entertaining, so do hope you were entertained. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and throughout this tournament, and wish everybody a good night.
And then everybody, Team Katana.